put pineapple on your pizza.
Hey guys, welcome back in. 2 o'clock on a pretty red Friday afternoon developing here. A couple hours to go until we get to the weekend. And put this to rest because it's been a very, very negative, not only day, but it's going to end up being a very negative week for all three U.S. markets. I looked in the pre-market this morning and thought, what would have to happen for this to be a positive week? And trust me, it's not going to. So we'll add 1.7 to the S&P currently, 1.28. About 1.7 there for the NASDAQ as well. The plunge is accelerating at this point. All brought on by the banks, 2%. This is intraday, just keep in mind, 2% for Bitcoin, or 12 hours anyways. 2% for Ethereum there. It's a heck of a lot more than that. If you go out to a 24-hour calendar, 1.57 for the S&P. Yeah, all the focus on this group right now, the individual banks, SBNY, FRC. The only reason you're not seeing SIVB on here is because, hey, it's still halted. So a ton of headlines to get to. We'll get into that as far as SIVB is concerned. Wanted to point out this, though. There's JP Morgan. No problem, 1.3%. The only one really hanging out to the upside. Bank of America, BAC. Not as good, 1.8 to the downside for BAC this afternoon. There's this green one. I wanted to see what this is. Oh, it's Intel. Intel and Qualcomm actually having a decent afternoon here. Everything else, though, pretty red in the tech group as well. Real estate, all red. Industrials, all red. Consumer materials, goes on and on and on. Pretty ugly board to show you. But yeah, it's been all about these guys up here. The regional banks specifically getting hit this afternoon on all of this SIVB headlines that continue to come through. So here are a few of them just to get you up to date. So they were saying over lunchtime that the offices and some of the branches will reopen Monday. The FDIC has officially taken control, and California regulators have officially taken control. So SVB officially failing. And yeah, what a story this was. If you remember back in the pre-market this morning, there was reports that they were desperately searching for some sort of aid or someone to step in with some sort of funding, a potential sale. But the withdrawals were happening at such a rate that there was really no number they could put on that. After, remember, earlier in the week, that $80 billion offering was essentially lit up in smoke. No buyers were found. No takers were found, and that's what kicked off this entire thing. Let's bring in the guys here and get right into this because it's going to be an interesting afternoon here. We have a few other ones to talk about in the sense that, I mean, we mentioned FRC, guys. Welcome back. We mentioned that PACW. There's a few other of these regional banks that continue to get hit here this afternoon. What a day it's been for these.
Wild, wild day. That FRC was completely insane, and we'll probably get to that in a minute. I think we're turning in the market, so the last shorts I have in, I got trails on at this point. Just kind of hold on to your shorts. But I'm going to start with this FRC and SB. I want to get these out of the way because it feels like the most has happened. And I don't know if we're going to get anything else with them. So maybe at some point it might be worth going over the trades here. But if this gets above 80, interesting. Gets beneath 70 even, interesting. But it flushed to $45 from 90, made it to 95, and then all the way back into 70. So there had been trades there. Shorting this was my best stock today. But I don't know if we're going to see anything there. And then obviously SIVB, there's really not much to do here. You know, whatever happens next. It's still halted. We're still not really seeing anything with this name. I think if there's one to watch, it is that FRC, just in case it makes another move. And I want to shout out to the guys I was talking to some of the trainees most of the day or most of the lunchtime, and I want to shout out to Brankles for mentioning that if you were looking for relative weakness in any kind of financial name, SoFi today, every other financial institution that I could find bounced, with the exception of SoFi. SoFi down 13% and hugging the lows right now. So there is a lot of weakness in SoFi. If that FHC moves, or FRC, I keep saying FHC. If FRC moves, I'll let you guys know. But I'm pretty tight to getting stopped out in DocuSign, which I knew I was going to like to the short side, and we'll get to that later.
All right, so what's up, traders? Yeah, look, lots of stuff happening. We got hit on JP Morgan early. We haven't traded any banks. We are long Tesla right now. We just took that long. We have a hell of a short on. I mean, if you're just going to look, if you've been following me on Twitter at all today, we're still short Microsoft off of here. Tanking down. Like, I got out 249. I thought that was pretty good. Right now, we're $3 in the money on Microsoft to the short side. We've still got Amazon to the short side as well, as this is printing. Again, I thought 91 was pretty good. Went to 90.80 right now. So that's in the money at $1.50. Another $1.50 banger on right now is Apple. I mean, again, like, all of these levels to me are pretty simple. They come in, they hit VWAP again. I mean, just like we did right there. Comes right back in, hits it again, and downside pressure again for Microsoft. Or for Apple. So Apple right now at $1.50 in the money off that. Amazon right now, same kind of a trade off the 200 period, breaking lower down through 92. We still have that trade on. Microsoft is a little trickier. We have so many shorts. We did get stopped out there. But then this one, I was just feeling it against these highs. This was dangerous. And of course, whenever there's danger, it's generally your best one. So there goes Microsoft to the downside. And then we'll play Tesla a little bit. This is our first in right now on Tesla. We just took it on a break back upside here. We're getting out if it breaks back 173. But hey, Tesla's positive today into a negative print. So I was like, yeah, man. We'll take it. It's Tesla right now. SIVB, the only trade that I made for that one was early, which is good because you couldn't have got back in. So unfortunately, it's a loser there. But today we just were going short, and then eventually it broke. It's a small loser, but it is a red stock for us today, SIVB. But yeah, man, so far so good here today. Here it looks like in a halt state. So halted right now. And Brendan,
forever.
No chance of opening today, it seems like. You'll let us know if there's any word.
Been no indication whatsoever as to this thing resuming anytime today. I mean, with all indications pointing to, as I said, offices reopening Monday, some of the branches reopening Monday. Maybe we get trading resumed on Monday. Again, if you missed it, FDIC insured deposits with the bank will be available according to the FDIC on Monday. This was an interesting interview. I read through it after it happened, but former Fed economist on CNBC during lunchtime pointing to the fact that all of this is unsettling, obviously, but definitely not a threat to the overall financial system, ensuring that banks as a whole, the bigger banks, are well-funded and stable at this point. So again, if you missed it, there was a long list then of other companies that came out, crypto-related companies that came out and said they have no exposure. We saw this very similar thing anyways when SI was going through this back at the beginning of the week. But there was a number, including Binance. I saw CZ was tweeting saying they have no exposure to SVB. There was Luxor was another one. Gemini was another one. So all these companies then piling on saying that they have no exposure, but there's still a significant amount of money here, guys, that is going to get wiped out, unfortunately. I mean, if and when this does start to trade once again, who knows where that will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the problem.
I was talking to the trainees there, and one of the things we're mentioning is
Look at Tesla.
There was a leverage buyout that's being bought for cash at $12. And that usually trades like this. So like this is every other day in the stock when it moves like 3 or 4 cents because it's being bought for like $12.05 in cash. So any guesses as to why this stock did this move? And this comes down to preparation and research because one person on the floor actually took the time to guess who their bank might be. Of course it was SIVB. And then look at what happens when that rolls over. Like a stock which is going to be bought at $12.05 in cash ends up falling to 11 because there's just all kinds of contagion risk and everybody just dumping out of the stock. So it is what it is. I'm out of Docu. We'll get to that one in a second. I do want to go over FRC because this one was, I think there might be another chance if it tries to break out at 80, and it's about to do that right now. So I was short at 80, didn't really like it, so I got out pretty quickly. But the high of the day, this closed at $96 yesterday. So when it started breaking up, and broke 95 but couldn't get through 96. It didn't break, didn't go green, and then it flushed back in. I didn't think it was going to get to 80, so I kind of got out in this consolidation here. And then you actually see it trying to press at 80. So if it breaks 80, I could see maybe a test of that 95. I don't think FRC should be closing green today. So if it does double tap that high, I think it'll be worthy of a look. But that's one of those trades where it just kind of makes sense. I'm only kicking myself for getting some out in front of the halt, which I almost always do, but that one could have been a heck of a lot more. 80 has been a wall on it. If it breaks through, I'd expect to see some action, maybe testing that high.
All right, so just quickly here, we did get out. I'm just going to review some of the trades. I didn't trade any banks other than JP Morgan. We will talk about that in a minute. But I just got out of Microsoft right there. It took down 249. I had to give it something. Went above the 50 period for basically for the first time since we had this short, when it was all sort of in there back and forth. We hit the 50 period all the way down. We should have got out there at 68, but we gave it just a little bit more back into an even dollar level. So many times we get stopped out incorrectly. The same kind of thing here for Apple. I was giving this to 149, but realistically, this is the first time it broke right there, the 50 period, since we broke back down on the 1 minute chart. So, could have been out on that, but we're going to give that a little bit of time. And then I'm going to take out, we're long right now, we're 50 cents in the money. This went all the way to 174.60, right into this level. I'm going to try to get out around 175 if Tesla does come back upside right now. But we still have the two shorts on board with Apple and Amazon, and we're waiting to see what happens with Tesla right now. I'm almost just thinking, I want to see 173 break. You can get out for flat. I've already taken profits. This was a 78 fill. Those are out 20s and then out 40s or something like that right here near this 50 period. So we've already made, sorry, that's view up. We've already made some money on it, but we're going to have to wait to see about making some more. What was so frustrating this morning, and I was saying, I'm at the highest spot, thankfully, right now for my net. But the thing is this morning on JP Morgan, this was wild, man. We were short, and this short was 131, and we just started building it down here at 129. Then we took a 130. Then we took a 130.50. We were basically 131.50 or 131 we were going to get out at if we needed, if it broke, but it didn't. And then it was wow, it just collapsed back in. But then again, it came right back to 131 and we danced with it again before eventually getting out. So we don't have a huge red mark on our account here for JP Morgan, but we are going to be negative on it because of what we did here. But it was a good short early, not good late, as JP Morgan continued making a march to the north side. So that's the only exposure that I had in a bank today. And I just noticed, man, I was going to look at Roblox and I forgot. So it's a good opportunity to do that now.
In this one as well, I saw a few people mentioning that Sunrun still kind of crawling along day lows here. Right at 20 bucks seems to be a bit of a level. If you go out to the daily chart, you'll see why. 15% though, there was some reports over lunchtime as well that this one, Sunrun, has line of credits, loans, all kinds of different things with SIVB. So heavy exposure for Sunrun apparently with SIVB. Also worth noting, guys, Apple's shareholder event that started at 12 o'clock seemed to produce a few headlines as well. They were all pretty minor, really. There was a few shareholder vote announcements that came through, but really nothing too significant. So it was a bit of a non-event, it would appear anyways, for Apple today. But yeah, let's go on to Roblox and have a look at how that panned out today with an upgrade, nice upgrade from Jeffries this morning on RBLX. Here it is, suggesting that it is still and will stay among the fastest growing internet firms available. RBLX, a nice day.
So I'm not going to let you gloss over a run. Sean hit it.
Dada.
This was all Brendan. So I'm going to show you guys Sunrun.
Dada.
It's so good we hit it twice.
Here's the chart of Sunrun, right? We pull it up, and it was already in a downward churn. See this volume spike right here? This is when Brendan brought the news about Sunrun and their exposure. This was available to anybody that was listening at that particular time. It did a crazy up down, 21, 25 to 22. Now, the first thing you should always do here is it's actually going to flush further right now. The first thing you do is zoom out. And what do we see at 21, 25? Oh, just this little bottom all the way back in February, room to 1850. Does that seem like a significant level? Fade into it, cover in front of 25, start working your short into that 25 level, and then it drops all the way into 20 even. Available to everybody. Keep your ear to the ground. The contagion that was involved in a move like this for some of these banks, you want to find anything that's bleeding because of it and then jump over to it. I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, he just basically told you that this stock, which was already weak, could get even weaker at that moment, and that price ended up being the absolute gold standard for the short. As a matter of fact, it's breaking lower now. I actually want to get back into this, shorting off the 20, because I just showed you the daily chart. 18 and change is the 52-week bottom on Sunrun. Do we think we could get there today? I don't see why not. I see a downward trend that is yet to break. So I want to short the next pop, play it to that 20 and a quarter, and then see what happens. Because when you see moves like this, you want to join them. You guys were all over saying, why aren't you trading SIVB yesterday? You know, and you were right. So why not be trading Sunrun today?
Yes, sir. We don't have the VIX on our platform, but here is the VXX right here, and it's starting to go again. It's up 14% today. And then if you're going to look at yesterday's move or anything here, here's a 20-minute chart here for the VXX. This is just the Barclays. It's the same thing, ETF, VIX, S&P. So if you look post-split, it says, okay. So there it is, huge move up over the last couple of days. Shout out to... Oh, someone just added us in the chat. There it is. What's up, Mohammed? Shout out to Mohammed in the chat there. Yeah, look at the VIX. Huge moves over the last couple of days. I think it was 18% yesterday. 14, was it 18%? 14% today. Still flying around goes the VXX. And, of course, that is the fear index. And it's what the VIX is anytime there's sort of this uncertainty in the market goes to the downside, it's known as protection, I guess, against longs. It takes outdated options and trades those. So that's where you get that from, the VIX. But just quickly on that one, Tesla, let's go to Roblox, because we're talking about it quickly. So look, I like Roblox here. I still think it can win. You know, in this environment, let me just pull down here because I'm not completely familiar with what their current PE is. Some of these things are, they're not making money. So, you know, that's all what it's about right now. So no money here. I knew they weren't making any money. So Roblox right there, although it is going to be one of those high-flying stocks that continue to work. My kids are on Roblox all the time. Realistically, I think pretty much every kid is. So, like I said, as long as they're being born, they're on Roblox. And I think for a good reason. I don't mind Roblox. I think it's fine. There's lots of cool stuff in there. But, you know, on the daily chart right now, you're just jamming. It's stuck in here. It's not, all right, well, it's had a big fall. We know that. But it's just stuck in the middle here at 40 bucks. Like down here, 36, 37, maybe buys. I still think the market has more to go to the downside, to be honest with you. So I don't really want to buy anything. I think maybe if you get up to 50 bucks or something like that, which is a ways away for Roblox. For me, I'm not super excited about trading this right now. It'd be more about the AMDs and the NVIDIAs of the world, or even the Metas if you're going to play the metaverse. I still like Roblox. I just don't think for today or for any time recently that's going to be, here we go, the market's starting to go upside. Maybe we can get Tesla now to get going here. Do we just take it out again? We can't take it out again. We're in the money 70 cents on this name. Remember where we're looking for Apple. All right, you know what? If this market bounces, what do we want to do, man? I'm going to use this as an out. 148. Let's just use that last high for Apple, 148.85. We were going to use 149 up there. I just don't want to give it back. The market is just too crazy right now. We're going to hold Tesla to see if that works. But look, again, 174.50. We got to get out of that. Now the market's coming back in. Our Microsoft's going to look silly. I don't even know if I want to look at it. Actually, it's not so bad. Microsoft holding out okay. But let's put an offer now for Tesla right here, 174.50, and try to get out of that one. But yeah, Roblox, I just don't think it's time to buy that name yet. But I will be buying that. Let's see if it gets into the low 30s.
Yeah, that 36 is a good price, man.
The market continues to very much not. Here is, speaking of not holding up, here's GM, guys, down 3% on the day. It did pop up there on a decent volume spike. This is actually, was rumored last week, I want to say, but a few people circulating this once again. So GM exploring using ChatGPT in their vehicles as somewhat of voice-activated assistant, if you will, built into the navigation system. So that just came across once again for GM. We were talking about DocuSign coming off earnings. It was pretty nasty as far as the report was concerned. The forecast not good either. Even the CFO resigns. So Docu downside big time.
So I'll let you get to the super chat, but I'll get to DocuSign if you want.
Yeah, no, the super chat is just a TQQ. What's up to Sunhands Mark or Mrak there? What's up, my guy? Is the TQQ going back down? it's just a matter of the TQQ or the NASDAQ. It's the same thing here. So if you're going to look at the NASDAQ right now and a little bit of a broader look here, I mean, so again, I'm short Apple, short Amazon, long Tesla. So they're more stock specific than the actual market because, you know, otherwise I'd just be short or long everything if I did have an opinion in one way or the other. So again, you know, we were long early. It's funny because like all these longs, we really just, we able to hit it, was good there, and then lost, went red on the stock right there. This is an ETF, of course, based off of the NASDAQ, and it's triple levered. So I would say right there, okay, $20.65. Let me just go to see some key levels because we've looked at them again just on the normal NASDAQ. We'll have to let this fill out a little bit here. So I would say there is a chance to bounce right now. I mean, that's part of the market function is the fact that, you know, you aren't going to keep going down forever. But we are right now into power. Well, we're going to be into power hour soon and into a Friday, into the weekend with PPI and CPI heading next week. I would prefer to stay short. So I know that looks crazy because right now it looks like we're going to get stopped out of Tesla, which is fine. It'll be basically well, we'll be down on it, but it'll be close to a flat trade anyways. So I would say no, Sun Hands Mark. I don't really see a reason for this market to blast off here. We're only long Tesla because it was relatively strong, but the long didn't work. We just got faded again right back there at VWAP. So I would say for the TQQs, you need to at least get back to VWAP to do anything. And right now that is ways away up here. So I would say no. I'd say you need to break VWAP to go back up, to get going back up, and that's not going to happen today. So for me, I would say no to your answer on the market going back anywhere near green today.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my opinion. But.
I just got Sunrun short too. Actually, DocuSign, just very quickly, because let's talk about DocuSign. If a stock breaks the 50 and the 200 on earnings on the same day and breaks a flat bottom break at 58, then I'm going to be looking for shorts in the stock. So there was this level here at 53 on the daily and this level here at 51.5, both on the daily chart. So we'll pop over to when we're actually trading, because this morning, obviously, there was a lot of other things going on when this broke down. However, as it came back to the upside, short 53 to 51. Remember the two levels on the daily chart? Short 53, higher low. Now, I did jump in, and the third time it stopped me out, then reclaimed the level. I just worked back into the short, just should have had more confidence in it. This was starting to make a bit of an upward trend, and then a lot of times you'll see us like throw orders out, so as it comes to the downside, you can play inside of a range, and then every now and then you do that, and then in one move, they all fill. So they all filled in one shot. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I then worked it. It just basically got trailed out of it recently after it bounced off 50. This is still trending to the downside. I'm actually looking at that 51.50, which was that other level on the daily. I want to be short that. If this gets back up to 51.5, just pop back over to the daily chart. That would be right here. You got your December low is about 51.5. So DocuSign gets back there. I want to put the short back on.
All right, just be aware, Boeing popping up here in a big way, guys, on heavy volume. Just went from 198 right through to 202.50 on this note. The FAA has approved restarting Boeing 787 Dreamliner deliveries. Says the concerns have been addressed in the way that they were looking for. So nice look here for Boeing back to the upside this afternoon. We were talking about Meta this morning a little bit. Held up better than most for most of the morning. In fact, for Meta, interesting note out after the market yesterday talking about the possibility of a Twitter-like text app coming from... That was my water bottle, if anyone was wondering. A Twitter-like text app. I'm just going to go get that, guys.
Yeah, so can I go to Boeing first? Because if you look at what just happened in Boeing, like obviously a big move up. It's got this nice little W formation today. I don't know, whatever you want to call that pattern, who cares? But 200, yesterday's low, 200, bit of a pivot point. It's got obvious resistance at 03. I'm looking for a dip into this consolidation here, and that which would be 200. That's a long way of saying I want the long on this dip into 203, just in case it never breaks the high. So no, yeah, now you don't want to give it to me. I should have wet my beak underneath 201. I know, I had to say it. I say this all the time.
I actually forgot about that saying.
I could have wet my beak here and then gotten more shares there, and then I'd be in something long as it goes to here. Anyways, look, I like this news on Boeing. You're looking for kernels of strength in this market. If you're going to go long something, make sure it's strong. Oddly enough, Boeing just went green. And the other thing that I see that's strong is Intel. Intel's up 2% today. So that it might be in play for long. I say it's a heavy might for me because if the market takes it slow, I want to look for shorts. But I don't want to chase this move on Boeing. I'd rather go for something a little bit more respectable down in that 200 range. I won't chase the move. I did trade Meta. I had one trade in Meta. I liked 180 on Meta. I just didn't like it more than once. I got in one time. I played it to 182. If I took it a second time, it would have worked. I didn't like much of anything long at about 9:45 this morning. So even reloading something that I was in love with didn't feel like a good idea. It probably was, and I'll have to move on. 185, we're not seeing that price again. Meta could be a short beneath this 180. Maybe that's in play. You know what, now that I look at it, let's do a little work real time. Beneath 180, does that look like a short on Meta? Yeah, it kind of looks like a short on the 15-minute chart. So if we look at the over-under it just made too. Popped in, 180.50 and then rejected. Yeah, it should be short 180s on Meta if we get a move. I did just take Sunrun, however. That's what I want to be trading as well.
So I just want to update right now because, Apple is just continuing. So first of all, we have lack of money because Tesla broke. So we got into that one at 73. Well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, Apple is at the low of the day. And Brendan mentioned that it was Investor Day. I was waiting to see if there was anything hitting on that, but nothing. So a nice little downside move right now for Apple back into the day's low one more time. So I just adjusted my stop. I'm trying to follow this 50 period right here. So I put it at 30, but it's just going to keep coming down. So we'll look to adjust that as we go. But right now, this is a money trade right now here for Apple, and we'll flush it down the toilet as we go downside now for Apple, continuing to move right into 147.85 on the downside. So here's my last. What are you talking about? Meta versus Twitter? Yeah, okay, the same kind of stuff here. Meta was a great short that we eventually wound up covering, but there it is to the downside. Meta continuing to go down. And then just for the next tech name here, Amazon. Amazon also we're short right now, and that is too at the bottom of the day. But our Tesla just dropped out at 173. So in 173, out some at VWAP and then out the rest down there. So we're just going to wait to see what Tesla wants to do now, bouncing around. Still positive, though, on the day for TSLA. All right, Brendan's water bottle has been retaken back. And I don't know, Brendan, if there's anything you're in the middle of saying, or we can throw it back to you, or we can just continue. Let's go to Brendan quickly, see what he wants to say, and then we'll come back.
Saved from the floor. Man U just popping up as well, guys. Downside in a big way here. The sale deadline pushed back to summer, apparently. That's coming from the Telegraph over in the UK. So day lows here. Volume coming in on Man U as well.
What isn't at the day low right now? Intel's not at the day low. What's besides Boeing? I know Boeing, look, obviously Boeing's not at the day low. See, of course it's breaking 03. Okay, I don't need these bids anymore. Forget about the stink bids on Boeing. We ain't getting those. So I guess we got to work off, what is that? That was 203. When in doubt, go back over to this chart, the 15-minute. Yeah, 203. You're breaking out 203. It starts to carry above here. Maybe this is just going to be the runner. If the market, we're only down 1.5%. I mean, it doesn't seem like a small amount right now. I get that, but 1.5 isn't that bad. If we actually can break back and it's less than 1, you got to figure this should be a strong stock. It gave up $7 just from that 210 to that 203 level. So even half that would be fantastic gain if you can get a long off 03. If it doesn't hold 03, I like the 200 much better. So let me try and get some Boeing here. I do want something exposed to the long side. Intel makes sense if it holds that 27 level. I know I usually dog that stock, but when something's up 2%, check that. When something's up 2.5%, I was all over the short earlier on. It was okay, that was okay, and these two sucked. But it's holding above yesterday's top. That was a huge, great short yesterday, and all of a sudden you're finding support at the same level. I should be long Intel right now, and I should have a 26.90 stop. 26.90 was the short price. 27 was the out, and now it's giving the opposite. And there goes Meta. I just got Meta short. At the same time, Sunrun came out. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to grab me some Intel long. I like anything in front of that 26.90. It sounds crazy because usually I'm not that way, but it's a strong stock. I'm going to wet my beak because I missed out on Boeing last time, and I'll add to this one down around 27 even. Yeah, if we had a wet my beak thing, then we could hit that, but we don't.
No, I was going to have to hit the bangs on that one. Okay. All right, so let's just pretend for a minute that the market wants to go up, right? So if that was the case right now, we got to find something that's strong. So that would be Tesla again, which is why we went into it the first time. But, you know, first time, as they say, can be a charm. Wasn't really for me. So we're going to, well, actually, it's pretty flat trade, so I'm actually okay with it. But we're going to wait to see. I'm going to go back over to a name that I know can be strong too. That's AMD as well right now. So see if we can find our way into AMD now. I'm hoping we'd be able to find our way into this. Let's see if we can. 98, yeah. What about an 83 break right here for AMD? We chopped around there. I think the better break is probably 83.30. But maybe if we can get back here, that could be a little bit of something. So 83 coming through for AMD. I could see that. What is that? 82.80? What do you guys want to do? You want to do that? 82.80 right now on AMD. I'm going to try that long right there. 82.80 for AMD. The thing is that this is what happened to me the other day, right? Remember, we were like going long in a bad day, and then it wound up coming back in for us. So I don't know. We're trying to get above the 50 period, but we're still not really there. And now we're pulling back down again into a Friday. You know what, Sean?
Dump it.
Flush your own stupid ideas down the toilet, and let's not go long anymore. I'm not going to do that. I just talk myself into it and then out of it. That's what happens when you have 300 fills in a day. You get a little bit groggy, but all right. So we'll wait. I don't want to short. I mean, what is Meta down? I feel like that's the name.
Down 1%.
Only one. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like that's the stronger one there. So maybe we don't short Meta. Apple's still down as well. I'm going to try to find. I mean, we're still short Amazon. We could just add to these positions that we're already in. I mean, Apple and Amazon are both in the money $1 right now. So definitely worth adding something there if we wanted to. Amazon just bumped right up. Yeah, that was probably the trade. Amazon. Okay, I'm going to try to find some more shorts. Put it in the chat, guys. If you know anything nothing's going to be at VWAP, but anything that might be at past support or resistance, I'm going to try to trade that for, for a level. I mean, that's what I'm looking for levels right now. Maybe Softy, we got out of that one. That could be something, actually.
Well, look, if I get Boeing, I just don't want to compromise and buy 205 on Boeing. That's a strong one. I took Intel above 2690. I don't mind it. Meta's about that 180 level. It did one over under. It just did another one there. I was actually able to get some of the over there. So it popped up, couldn't even break the previous high, and then I was able to get 180.11s. Just a reminder why I like it. Just popped a 15-minute, a little bit of a flat bottom break. So the upward channel, we had that monster day on the 3rd, and the bottom has been that 180, which is now breaking. So kind of a gap beneath this level. I always like those key kind of prices on the 15-minute time frame. I want to play into this range and then to the low of the day. So we'll see if that short does work. Boeing, okay, maybe now Boeing's even enough of a dip buy. Okay, here it comes. So Boeing looks like it's trying to make a turn off 205, which makes sense. Okay, we'll see. I still want 03s. 03s was a previous day high, so I think it should be bouncing off somewhere around that level if it wants to make a bounce. So let's see if we can actually get something. Of course, the second you want it, you're not going to get it. That's just how it works. It's now going to probably break 205 because I want these fills.
All right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't want to chase. I don't want to buy a high in this market.
Right. Yeah, I know. Unless what stock though? Boeing, yeah, but
Boeing has news. It's good news.
It's good news. I don't think you have a problem doing that on stuff that has news. I just think that you don't want to necessarily buy highs on names that, we've been shorting and that definitely have a short in them. And, that would be Apple. I just put my stop in Apple right here, 148.40. We're really close right now to that 30 level. I told you that's where we're putting it, but I'm just going to up it one more time there. I just canceled my stop there. I'm going to put it to 148.40. That is where I put it. All right, so Amazon, I'm fine with this. I want to go shorter here. So I'm going to call up Amazon right now and just short that thing. Amazon, let me just find a good level again. We talked about the levels we wanted for Amazon. 91.40. So right into here, that's 91.40. So we're going to go short 91.30. So let's do that. So let's put an offer right now. 91, I mean, we have our out for Apple. That could trigger at any time as well. We are now short Apple. So there we go. Now we're out of Apple. Apple just filled there right now. I don't even want to look. Where's Tesla? Back to 174. Damn it for that one. But here comes Amazon. We are going to try to take a little bit of a short right now. Maybe at this, let's take it at 16, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll take a little small piece, and then we are back into the short now. we're going to go short against this. I mean, we can go, let's go to 50 then. Let's take a 30. I have a 40 fill. Let's take a 40 fill and then get it out if we break 50. So 91.50 is my target area for Amazon right now on a short. So we just baby shorted right now, but we added to this short. So that's why the price is going to seem off. But we're going to wait for right there, 91.70 now. We're going to wait for 91.50. So we're going to go short at like 35s, 40s, and then give it to 50. So like 15, 30 cents or so worth of risk on this trade. I don't want to go too crazy here in case the market does decide to bounce back up. We're not down that much, guys. We're only down 1.3%. It's not like this is like Deadsville right now. It feels like it is because of how dramatic the move was from this morning, because you're really down about 2% really from the highs. So that's maybe why it feels like that. But trust me, we can get a lot worse than this, as many of you know. So let's wait to see where we go. Right now it's downside. We're looking to get a little more short here on Amazon.
Yeah, so I just got wet the beak, like we usually say, out in front of that 03 level. It probably has room to like 202. I want to say 202.50, but it might actually be more like a 202 there. I haven't really added to Meta just yet. I still have like that 180 short. And then if it does break 180.50, I do have to get out of Dodge on that one. But we are going to Brendan. You always want to listen to Brendan.
Just checking on the R1T. Rivian R1T is the pickup. Yeah, I was just forgot for some reason. Rivian downside anyways today, but The Verge reporting that thousands of R1T reservation holders will get their truck, quote unquote, within months. So I think that's a faster timeline than originally expected for Rivian.
All right, well, I paid for shorts on Rivian, so let me just go short it on some bullshit news. Okay, so 14.25, I don't know if I'm just playing around. I mean, you know, all of a sudden their production's a problem. Now it's not a problem. Now the guys are going to get it within months. I mean, that sounds like sandbagging a little bit, because we're going to wait to see if it can come through there. Sometimes they say one thing and something else comes through. So we'll wait to see about Rivian. But you do have a good level right here. If you do like the long on Rivian, I mean, 14.25 right there. Brendan just dropped the news here. So the news having zero effect on the stock. It doesn't mean that it's not going to, but for right now, nothing. So I still think Rivian's a short in there at 14.25. All right, so our reload on Amazon working a little bit. Because it's a reload, let's respect that a little bit and get something out around 90.80 or something here for Amazon if it does come back in for us. So we'll wait to see Amazon downside right now, 90.80 or so for AMZN.
So just able to get like a couple of money fills up there above that 180, closer to that 180.50 on Meta. It then pressed back down into the even 180. I still have bids down 179. We've got to zoom in for you guys. 179.50. I was just looking at Boeing. Like I have to zoom out for Boeing. I got to zoom in for Meta because it's in a tighter range. So this one, it's testing that 180.50. I have my stop in place. This would be where I'm crossing to, not the actual stop. My stop is kind of like right there. Don't mind telling you guys that. Intel's still bouncing, and I added to Intel actually. Didn't really get to VWAP, but it started holding pretty nicely above that 27. This could get to if the market bounces, this could get to the high of the day. I just want to try to respect it for that. I feel like Boeing doesn't want to go. Yeah, I'm going to stop it underneath this. I'm going to stop it underneath here. I started wanting a pullback to 200 and end up with a long at 203. You know, like it was like, do I want to buy anything chasing the top? And my first gut reaction was no. Let's let it pull back in here. Like I know I want the long somewhere, but I want it, stick to your gut. I wanted it in front of 200. I should take it in front of 200, not at that 203 level, kind of forcing that trade in there. I knew I liked Meta. I knew I liked Intel in there a little bit. And thank you for the super chat there. Rev Diane, JPM soon short, went above 134. I didn't trade JPM this morning. I was actually trading BAC and then KRE, which was the that's the regional bank ETF. I went to that. 134. It's kind of like a lower high. 135 is the bigger level. That feels like in the middle of 135 is the real level there. So if you're floating $1 worth of risk, $1.50 worth of risk actually, that's a little far away. For me anyways. But as a day trader, like we're not swinging or anything, I'd be talking like risk to reward. Like you want up to 135. Like that's clearly the level here. 135, 135. It could be a little bit early, especially with the market trying to make a bit of a bounce here. I'd be patient. I would wait till you get some better fills above 134, but that's just how I would trade it. I haven't traded JPM in, I can't remember the last time. Usually it's like Morgan or BAC, or today was actually the first time I traded that KRE. But when the regionals were moving, it's like, well, SIVB's halted. What are you going to do? FRC was halted. Like, there was nothing else to trade except for that KRE. So that's the only reason I went to that.
Excuse me. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I traded JP Morgan today. I still think you're looking at those same tops that Neil just mentioned there. I mean, do we really? I'm just sort of, I don't know, I don't want to say confused. I mean, I'm not really confused too much. I mean, I'm confused a lot, but not right now. I don't really have an opinion on putting out a lot of risk right now into this market, right? Like, I know Neil's not going to be here next week, so I can like put on my Arun hat a little bit right now. It's just kind of
Meta.
Meta's,
FRC.
What's Meta doing?
It just broke.
Yeah, okay, so some of these levels starting to go right now, back up to the upside. There goes Meta right now. Yeah, 181, okay. What just happened to, all right, so we got some more short. All right, now we got to be serious. Okay, so Amazon's come in right now. A good short, it's fine. We just shorted, what was that, Phil? Double check my fill right there. 30s. So we just got filled on 30s for Amazon. So that's right where it is right now. Let's see if it continues to work. Again, we are going to see right now what's going to happen now for Amazon. Remember where our out is? Up here near 50. We are waiting to get some more short. I was waiting at 40s to get a little bit more. It didn't get up that high, but there it is, man. Nice retracement back down here for Amazon. Okay, sorry.
What just happened?
Part of the contract. When that happens, we hit that. So there it is right there. 30 cents in the money. Right there, very fast for Amazon. We'll take another piece out. So again, you sit there, you get rewarded. Like Neil says all the time. Well, not Neil, but all of us say this kind of thing. Like, if you're not sitting there, get a fill. You ain't going to get a fill. So we sit there, take it against that level. And that's part of like playing these games, man. I mean, that's what, sometimes it backfires against you because on a spike, you can get out. Like, we're already out of Apple, but let's just say your out was like 75. Well, it just went to 76. So you would have like said, oh man, I just made top wick. And it's true, you would have made top wick and now it's come right back down. So sometimes you got to have your plan before the market reacts, right? Like, have your plan before the market reacts if you're playing off of levels. If you're playing momentum, different story, right? You're going to want to wait for momentum to hit. But for right now, we're not doing that. We're trying to trade the way we are, waiting for key levels to hit. And that was a pretty decent one right now on Amazon. Here it comes right now again. I'm going to put something low 90s, see if we get a fill there, and then we'll just work off of that. But so far, so good here in the day. So let's just keep it going, man, right now. What is that trade? That is Amazon down here at 91. Okay, we'll just double checking Mars because I have another fill down here at 85. Maybe we'll get two fills, guys.
So remember the 80 on FRC? Well, that kind of went. So there you go. As I'm sitting there messing around with Meta, it didn't work. You could have just had and Boeing as well. You could have just taken the 80 long, and it's already at like 86, touched 88. The halt price on the way down was right here at 89. So if you're looking for a level that isn't literally yesterday's close at 96 even, it would be 89. So that's where, look, if it turns at 89, I think that could be something. It might have already done that, but that 96 level would be the other one. It might have just made that wick top. I just took something out of Intel, but that's still bouncing to the upside. So that little move just kind of pushed up and gave me some intel, but it just pointed out something to me on Coinbase. That's what can happen. If you're sitting in the money in something, it's like, well, what's the next level? I thought it was up here at 53.5, but that little press has told me that yes, we have a bottom at 52.25, but 53, like look at all the rejection of the 53 level. So it might work 53 short. I am still holding short from earlier today at 56, but we're not going to see that price again. At least I don't think we're going to see that price again. So I like this FRC. I think it's getting into a price that can make some sense for us. I just went back to it, and it's already flushing. Nah, never mind. It's already coming back down. Like you needed to press to the high of the day. You had to short that 89 off the halt price. It's already starting to come back in. I think 80 might be a nice little bounce spot, though, so I can look for that at least on the bid. This could be a good one. I didn't think it was going to move or be worth trading unless it broke 80 upside or 70 downside. It broke the 80 upside. Now it's back in play for some movement in this $15 range.
All right, we'll just continue to go here and continue to watch what we're watching. Amazon, we did not get the great fill down there in the 90s. Went to 92. No word of a lie, we're at 91. So we're going to wait to see if that fills one more time there for us on a 90 fill. So we're going to wait to see about that down there on Amazon. Anything else you guys want to look at? I mean, look, the fact about Coinbase is I've been talking about this name for a very, very long time and how much I basically don't think that this is an investable name. And I mean, it's just continuing to go down. You're going to get some bumps on it. I think it's worth trading on those days. I mean, I was joking about it being a zero, but I mean, people joked about maybe Silvergate being a zero. There's banks all exploding all over the place. Now, I just want to say that Coinbase could be the cleanest player in the game, and if it is, then it's probably overdone right now because there's going to have to be at least a couple exchanges left standing. You can't invest in Binance or anything like that unless you, I guess, take their Binance coin. You want to buy coins right now? So I don't know. I just feel like there's a nice move down here for Coinbase. It's starting to bump up a little bit now. I'm only talking about like the macro. I'm not talking about like right now. It might be a good short, but look at the market. See what I was talking about? The short might not be good right now. So the market's trying to bounce back to the upside. I don't even want to look back at Tesla, but I'm going to anyways just for you. Who cares that I got out down there? This was a spot that I would be looking to get out right now if I was still long. So if you guys are into Tesla, it is starting to bump back up to the upside. Maybe there's some good news here, Brenda. What you got?
There was a story that came out over lunchtime as well on WFC where there was some rumblings that were floating around in regards to some people saying essentially some direct deposits hadn't shown up in their accounts for more than 24 hours. So Wells Fargo just came out and said they're aware that some customers' direct deposit transactions are not showing up in their accounts. And down here it says they're currently working on the situation, but everybody stay calm. It's Wells Fargo.
You see...
Oh, it's Wells Fargo. I'm supposed to stay calm. These jokers that were signing up like fake people into their credit card scams and giving people mortgages that there's no way that they're able to qualify for.
Who feels more confident when bankers tell you to not to worry? Seriously. That is literally, it's like, what's the moment in that 2012 movie when everyone's telling you don't panic?
Jay's calling me.
Don't panic? No, don't tell me not to panic, man. Like that's... No, like
Neil,
no.
The roof is not caving in.
No,
don't worry. Don't worry. Everything
fine.
is completely fine. Man, we had Sam Bankman-Fried on our damn show, and I asked the guy about, custodian. Where should you be holding your coins? Should it be on exchange, off exchange? He said, as long as you pick an exchange that you trust, and blah 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 blah, and the rest is history about FTX. I hope everyone's safe on that as well. And I know that there was Peter Thiel was withdrawing money from SIVB yesterday, and that's what sort of started the move back down last night in SIVB, and that it's not getting opened up anytime soon. Probably liquidated over the weekend, and then they'll figure it out. There must be someone that wants those accounts. We're going to wait for SIVB to find out about that one, and good talk there from Brendan about WFC. Okay, there it is. So now we're reloaded. We're going to give this one 20 more cents. Hey, we said the market could rally, and yeah, we're going to take an L if this goes back to the upside. So right now we're in a short here for Amazon, still down like the market is. If it wants to go up, there's a spot for me right there to get out, and that's going to be Amazon, 91.50. I gave it a little more love up to 91.60. That might be a mistake, but we're going to give that a go anyways here. Here it is. We're right at that stop spot right now. Couple more pennies, guys, and we're short at 34. So it's be a 25-cent hit if it does come through. I might take something out if it comes. I am going to take a little bit out if we get something in the mid-30s now, just to take a little bit of pressure back off this name. It is blasting to the upside, so let's, forget it. Let's not take out any pressure. Let's go back down to the downside here. I'm going to put something maybe around 20s, because again, it's going to be a 20-cent hit, so we want to make sure that we capture some sort of a profit if it does come back. So here we go. Let's see what happens right now with our favorite name to short today, maybe Amazon.
Yeah, so I'm out of Coinbase. I did add some in here. I ended up with an average price of 54. It just moved my cost base to 54, but I wasn't giving it to 54. I just do a dirty trend line that you see is broken. If it gets back up to 54, I think I want to fade coin again. Okay. But for now, I'm going to be out, so that leaves me with just Intel, which is bouncing pretty nicely. It just got to 27, like 25, where I took a fill. I guess I got 27 there. Above that 25 mark. I think VWAP can still be a decent hold. Some names, it's... I was thinking this morning, okay, well, maybe some defensive names are going to be strong today, but then Intel cut their dividend by a bajillion, so it's not even... it's not really even that anymore, but it's up anyway, so you just kind of go with the trend. So it's bouncing off VWAP. Maybe it gets back into the high. If it gets to 27.50, I probably want to short it. Does it feel like things should be breaking the high of the day today without a specific catalyst? They just begged Germany for money the other day. I'm not really certain as to why this is going to be that strong. If they still paid the dividend, I could totally get it. but I'm not really understanding this one. Steve G says 70 million shares sold short on Intel. I know. Okay, fine. I just keep talking into reasons why this stock should go down, but I should just accept the fact that it's strong today. That's what I'm supposed to do. SoFi, I wanted to go back to this one because look, this is, I still kind of feel like this one hasn't really broken that trend unless it gets past like 550, obviously a bit of a level there. So this could curl off of that, but this is a pretty decent bounce. It's not quite at 11.9 in the NASDAQ, so if we fail there, SoFi still got yourself a decent downward trend. That could be worth that short, but I'll be patient for 54s on coin. Intel only reloading off of VWAP there, and maybe we'll look at some SoFi at 550.
All right, so we did get a little bit of a bid there on Amazon. We got a 27 bid right there, so to take... You guys know I'm taking a dime every time. So taking a dime every time. Okay, pretty good rhyme there. But, it looks like it's going back up now. I mean, there's really been no flush like sometimes there has been. Here we short it, flush immediately. We get a great fill there, flush down to the downside again. We didn't take any profit that time, but we did there back into the 50 period. So that's where sort of I'm thinking we can go. 91 10s, 91s, 11s. I am sitting here again at 25 just to see if we can get a fill there again. Here it comes back in. Let's go. Come on, 25s. Am I at 25? Yes, I am. So let's go. One more. Yes, sir. There it is right now. Spin it right now for a nice move to the downside here for Coinbase. Not for Coinbase. That's what you're talking about. For Amazon right now. So yeah, man, we're at the highest spot we've been at all day right now as we take that short back in for Amazon. Let's check out on what Apple's doing into that short. So it's a good thing we got out. Let's check out our Tesla trade that we don't have that is nicely working as well, up 1.13%. It's Brendan's world. We're living in it. What's up?
It's going to be just a steady stream of this for the next couple of days anyways, but this just coming across this RYTM. Apparently has 3.4 million in deposits with SVB. So RYTM actually going up on that for some strange reason, but heads up.
Well, if
Rhythm.
If the rhythm is going to get you.
It's going to make you move you as well, by the way.
Rhythm is a dancer?
It is. I don't know. Is that Paula Abdul? I don't know any rhythm songs.
Oh, I don't know who sings that one.
Right now. But yeah, Paula Abdul. Shout out to Paula Abdul.
It wasn't Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul, I saw her on the Macy's Day. Look, shout out to her. I feel like she's 85 years old, but she was still... she was still dancing as if she was 25. So I want to give a big shout out to Paula Abdul. I love Paula Abdul. Great album. I don't remember what it was called. But
when I was in junior high, she was the ish. That's all
what
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So
she's probably 65.
85 years old. Come on, man.
She ain't 85 years old.
Come on, man.
Okay, but shout out to
Gloria Estefan. That's who.
Now there's an 85-year-old. Madonna is also. They're getting old, man.
Let's not talk about Madonna because
why not? What's up with Madonna?
Brendan and I had a conversation about Madonna and
who did?
Certain personality type. Maybe Brendan and I the other day in the morning we kind of randomly will be talking early and on random topics, and somehow it came up. We were talking like Mamba mentality and how you're all in.
Garnet said yesterday?
I haven't seen what Garnet said, but when people are all in, and it's just you're so focused and you have that drive, and sometimes it leads to some extreme behavior. So that explains why Madonna would be dancing around like she is when she's 80 million years old. So you respect it on some levels, but it does lead to some stuff that people consider weird. Look at Tiger Woods, man. Tiger, some people might think he's crazy. The guy's going out there when his back is broken, but that's the same drive that lets him be Tiger Woods. See, you got to take the good with the bad. It's obviously not healthy that he's going out there with his back broken, but this rhythm, I don't see a trade in this rhythm. Sorry. And Paul Abdul 61.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I thought 65 was.
We're just making that up.
Was where I was going to go with that one. All right, so there it is, man. It looks like this market is strong, and there's the stop out right there. So we got stopped out. Good thing we did get some of those ins or some of those outs right there at 91.20. But there's the stop out. So we'll flush ourselves down the toilet for that last idea. Like I said, man, no problem looking at these stocks and trying to figure out where we're going with some of these names, but it does look like it is back up to the upside right now. And, pick strong names, man. We talked about that with AMD. Remember, I was like, let's just go long now? And then I said, nah, we're not going to do that. But it looks like, we should have done that, gone long instead of go short. But again, the Amazon hit, We're still up on it. It's still actually fine for us today, or for me today, on Amazon. Let's just check on Rivian again because it had that news. I'm trying to think about names, that might move on something there. And yeah, Rivian was a good one through 23. Just went up to 36, 34, 35 there. Rivian on a move back to the upside. I'm just going to guess Tesla as blasting. Actually, not really. 175 there for Tesla. We did have that talk about JP Morgan. That was probably the top and probably a short right there, by the way, in the market on that blowout. But there it is, JP Morgan. 134. You talked about that being a top. You might have just hit that right now as well. 134 down to 133 and change. And yeah, there's the push back down for Amazon. Oh, we might have just got taken out at the top there, but that's okay. We got to follow our rules, man. It broke that 200 period, so we got out. That's Amazon. Looks like it wants to push back down. That's too bad because we did have that one.
Yeah, I'm about to get into Coinbase, so Coinbase instead of 54 just made like 53.60 double top. So I'm going to try working into the quarters to the 60s. But how many times does that silly halt price at 89 on FRC have to give you a good trade before I sit there and take it? Like, I'm just waiting around for this to break up and get to into the 90s or get down into 80 for a dip. And instead, it's just going right to 89, which is the alternative price, and just giving you like $5 trades. Well, I mean, $3 to $3.50 probably if you're really getting fills. But yeah, if it gets back up there again, it's probably not good the third time. But if you had it, great. I obviously didn't. I want to wait for a reload on Intel. I don't want to get aggressive because the first entries were a little aggressive. Like, I didn't get 27 because I had to talk myself into it. So as it comes back to the downside, I probably want to wait for at least 27.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the Coinbase. That's the one I did just grab. So the short's starting to come in. The market's pulling back in, I should say.
This is hilarious. We just made more. Well, it has to come down. We just made more money than we lost on Amazon just by shorting Microsoft in literally 1 damn minute. We just found Microsoft right there, right to the 200 period. So I shorted it again right there off of 250, short 65. We just got out at 35. That's 30 cents. That's already 1-to-1 on our risk spot there for Microsoft. So let's see if it comes back down again. We're waiting a little bit lower into the teens right there. That's 07. We wicked down to 20 there. I don't know if it's going to work. That just came in real quick for Microsoft off that short. So let's see if it does print. I mean, let's take another one. Let's take another 1-to-1 right there in the 30s. There it is. We'll take that. And now we'll hold for a little bit closer to 249. And then, actually, you know what? Now that we've rinsed this out for that 1-to-1 trade already right there, now let's hold. Maybe, what is this, 248? Let's put one at 249. I mean, that's close enough for me, man. If we're going to go to 240, I'm just going to go to 05. If we're going to go right there anyways, 85, let's just go to 249, get it out. If it does fall down, it still could blast back to the upside. So we're waiting for a 250 break on Microsoft. What is that top wick there? What is that? 12s? Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't really want to give it to 12. Let's see if we can average into this one and get a little bit of a better price. So right now, let's wait to see what happens with Microsoft. But we're out there of 40% of it for that 1-to-1 ratio. Let's see if it wants to work downside again for us. Look where Amazon is, unfortunately, guys, below the price that we shorted it, but it did stop us out. And I'm never going to look back. Well, I always do look back, but I'm in a different mentality right now. I'm in like, if that stops me out, I got stopped out, let's just move on from it. So we got stopped out there on Amazon. It does suck. Normally, I would have punched it right back in. I actually didn't see how much of a wick that was up there, but that could have been reshorted. We just went over to another name. Let's just see if this name, Microsoft, wants to give us the goods here. Yeah, we'll go to 250. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to use 250 as my out. I don't even want to give it to that 12. Well, you know what? Let's give it to that 12. Let's give it to 250.15, okay? We'll average it back in a little bit higher than that and then give it to that 250.15. So
a couple of things. Thank you for putting it in the chat there. I think it's someone asked for the March Madness, and Nightbot just threw it up there. We're doing a March Madness bracket. It is right now.
Yes, but it doesn't have to get filled out till...
This weekend is Selection Sunday.
Right.
So Sunday is Selection Sunday. The Big Ten tournament is on. I'm trying not to look at the score, but Michigan State's playing right now. So I'm going to try not to get distracted by that because they kind of suck this year. And I don't want that to skew my views. But I'm in SoFi. So it rejected 550. So let it get to level. Gets to level. Consolidates lower. Short that level. So I'm now short at... creatively enough, well, I have 44.5. It's for some reason, sometimes it rounds up, sometimes it rounds down. I'm not really sure what the methodology is. But anyways,
Join the
short
club.
here, down around, I don't know. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. But it doesn't matter. I'm short right here. There's 550, there's VWAP. You guys can see it. And then let's see if it goes back to the downside. The market's starting to roll over, so I want to think about shorts. That FRC is kind of coming down here. So I think we can still get a VWAP retrace, which is kind of what I'm thinking. Obviously, I've missed my chance to short the 89, so the next play would be, either it bounces off like 78 to 80 in here and then try and scalp that, or just wait around for it to make a run back up through 89. So I have to be patient. I missed this trade. We'll wait for it to flush, but it feels like it's about to trend right back into some support here. I just can't see this thing going green on the day, but I can see it catching another bid. Exactly where all the support came in the 70s. It feels like that's where they wanted to stop selling this stock, so I want to expect it. Intel not really dropping too much further, so I'm not going to reload that anytime soon. And where's SoFi? Did I get anything on SoFi? No. Haven't been able to get any more at 550. I should probably get some bids out because someone reminded me, if you don't throw bids, you can't get fills. Brendo, what's happening now?
Hey guys, less than 60 minutes left in the trading week. Let's get you up to date on what's happening right now. All about the banks, all about the regional banks specifically. It's been a very, very interesting couple of days, even if you want to go back to Monday, Tuesday when we were dealing with SI, and now this SVB thing comes out of nowhere over the past couple of days to surprise everyone as well. But yeah, banks in general, downside in a big way right across the board because of the continued fallout. So pretty ugly board to show you right here. That's where they're mostly housed. The Russell 2000, you can see the faring the worst, 2.8% as far as an individual index is concerned. 1.3 for the 1,000 and the 3,000. 1.5 for the NASDAQ composite, 1.0% there for the 100. The big one's faring a little bit better. Pretty ugly way to wrap up the week. We were talking, if you joined us pre-market this morning, SIVB, yeah, still no indication as to when we'll get a resumption, possibly Monday, if everything else with regards to what's happening with SIVB sounds like it's going to continue on Monday. Remember, they said they were going to reopen the offices, make some deposits available. DocuSign, Meta, among those on watch as well this morning. There it is, 63% before it was halted. Maybe we get to trade it again Monday, guys.
I was just going to say, maybe we can get Jeff Mendel on if it does happen on Monday. We'll figure out, because maybe it just goes directly down to the pink sheets. I have no idea. OTC markets, of course.
That's happened.
Shout out to Mr. Mendel.
It's happened. It's cold in here, by the way.
OTCX.
I'm freezing.
The cheese. Right there for Among Us. Right now, my kids did not get that VR Among Us yet, so I don't know what's up with that.
The what? The game.
Yeah, there's the VR version of Among Us that they were thinking about grabbing my kids there. So, all right, just quickly here as we go, we did get that fill, so let's just go awesome, et cetera here for our fill on whatever that stock is right there. Microsoft, we got an O fill there. We got O5s there on Microsoft right now. So this is just how violent this is, guys. Violent. And did I say violent enough? The market is pretty violent. So now, like I just get that O fill, and this is what I said, man, you got to have the order sitting there to grab the fills. So, just check back in. I mean, this is going to hurt. So I'm going to go.
Oh my God.
Because, yeah, man, look at Amazon. That's going to happen to you. So now that you see that happens to me, happens to you, happens to Neil, happens everywhere, there's that out on Amazon. And damn, Daniel, we'd be having a huge day again. Well, we made more money on Microsoft than we did on that one, but it doesn't matter. That would have been a nice play to have in our bag still, would be Amazon, as it's still dripping lower. I still think we go down to the low of the day on this one. But here it comes, man. I'm not... No more. Nepa. I'm going to wait for a break back down into 248, 248.32. I'm going to put a bid right now at 248.50. Remember what I said? You don't put a bid, you don't get the fill. No matter where I think how crazy this fill is going to be. I'm putting it in right now. 248.55. Let's see if we get a fill down here. And just, you might be hearing me say 55s, 50s, things like that. And I think Neil might have said this the other day. I think it was you. It could have been
it's like
Arun,
obvious
though.
levels.
Yeah, it was just, don't sit there at exactly obvious levels. Like, it's one thing for us to say, well, the ES is 4,000, but you got to trade it before it gets to 4,000, or you're just using 4,000 as a break. Like, if you're using it as momentum and you want to take it to break it, that's fine. But often, if you're using 4,000 to short in front of it, it's just like right here, 250. Like, I'm short in front of 250, so that's why I took a 70 fill, knowing that I'd have to give this space up at least 30 or 40 cents before I get filled. So that's why these first takes are 30 and 40 cents, because it's 1-to-1. So then when you get this move down, sure, you don't have your full spot on, but then when you get blown out, you don't have it on either, right? So as long as you're more right than you're wrong, you can do these kind of things, and we're pretty confident in our abilities. So that's what we're doing right now. Let's see if we can hold this down. You saw where my next fill is coming. It's already 3:07, man. Welcome to Power Hour, brought to you by Day Trade the World, and brought to you by Trader TV Live. So thank you for everything. Hit the like button, and for sure do it now, because I'm going to do we have, what other one do you have? Just hit one that we don't normally hit. What else do you have?
If you like the show,
There we go.
like the video, and subscribe.
That was a good one. That sounded like the scalp demon was right there, but it was. He goes, and subscribe.
Sharif just did an impression. So by the way, I want you to know this did not come from me. I'm just reading what D-Loaf said in the chat because it was addressed to me.
What D-Loaf said?
D-Loaf just said this.
What's up, D-Loaf?
He said, Nepa is more, is not, than no. Please tell Sean not to use it with a bougie French person.
It's Napa.
I don't know, man.
It's supposed to be Napa,
Do we look French to you? Like, come on, I speak no French.
I mean,
that's not true. I know a few things in there. Like the other day.
What was the super chat again? Was it a super chat?
It was just a message. It was just
Sean
a message.
having a Luca day. What does that mean?
I don't know what that means. I wasn't sure about that one either. But what I was pretty sure about is lower high on Intel. So I got a little bit out here. I don't know. Like, it just kind of felt like maybe we were going back down, so I kind of got some more shares out of Intel. Then the second I do that, we start actually bumping up. So
Look at this.
We're pressing 54s.
Wow.
On Microsoft. Sorry, Microsoft.
I'm on Microsoft.
You're in Microsoft. 54s on Coin. We're getting pretty close to it. And as I just took some out of Intel, that was stupid. And SoFi is coming up to 550. So we're getting some tests on some of these shorts. And of course, you know what I got out of? Like Boeing. So I made this out on Boeing. And Boeing did that. And then Boeing's right back here. Oh, goodness. Like, so when market actually starts bouncing and Boeing hits a low, I think I want to touch Boeing. It's not making sense. It's the definition of it. I don't have a read on Boeing. I'm not going to touch Boeing. That FRC is still at 85. Nothing really to do over there. But I did want to go back over to, oh my goodness. You guys are hilarious in the chat. I'm seeing like lines from Anchorman and all this kind of stuff.
What are they doing?
I saw someone's like, Ma, the meatloaf. Now.
They're in Toronto.
Ma, we want it now. We want it. The meatloaf.
We are in Canada.
Like, where did that come from? Made no reference to Wedding Crashers.
I think didn't I say something about meatloaf or something? I don't
You made a Wedding Crashers?
No, I might have said something about me. No, it has nothing to do. Someone's smarter than me throwing out different things in there. But no, I thought we did say something about meatloaf or something. There, maybe we did not. I have no idea. Okay, so. Just look at this. Remember we just said on Microsoft we put one at 248.55? Well, it just went to 75 there. And then now it's up $1 in 2 minutes. So this is how wild it is. And again, when you're trading some, accounts that, are a little bit higher there, you got to, like, every dollar does make a difference. So I'm going to put that bid back down near 75 again. I'm not going to, like, for 20 cents, it's not going to matter. This is pretty violent. I'm still waiting for another fill up here. I don't want to, like, get involved at wrong levels. So I got to be a little bit tighter on where we're trying to get Microsoft. So I'm going to take another 75 fill here for Microsoft. I still cannot believe Amazon is still continuing to go down, but 249.75 here. We'll take that fill for them, and if it comes back to the upside, our next out will be down here. Just in case it does flush again, you're going to see me take that trade. So,
oh goodness, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Westermeyer. I didn't watch that Canada Super Bowl commercial. And I remember somebody told me to watch it, and I put it up, and I just never got around to it. It is what it is, man. I get a little busy at home, and I don't always get to watch stuff. So I'll check it out at some point. I'm on vacation next week. Maybe I'll watch it on the plane or something. FRC is bounced. I thought we'd get to VWAP. We're not getting to VWAP. So we're now bouncing back up to 89. So this is the third time it's going to be testing the Hull price. If you're wondering why does 89 matter on this stock, basically because it halted there. And I'm not here to talk about why halt prices matter later on in the day. It's just something that we observe. So when a stock is in that mode, halt prices tend to matter. If it gets back up there, I think there's one more chance at this, maybe as a fade off that level, although I would much prefer to be trading off the 96, which would come into play. So we'll see what happens with this FRC. 50 is trying to break on SoFi. Oh my goodness, 50. I'm going to get stopped out on SoFi. Sharif's happy about the long.
He's just in his own account.
He's meta
right now. Oh, while he's, I know you like meta, that's why I said that. Okay, look at what we just did again. Hit the damn sirens. There's Microsoft. Oh, well, I just took another 30 cents on that one. Like, we just sit there, take a 75, and then we just got out right there, 48s and 59s. So pretty good there. Let's see if we can continue to work the magic with this trade. Maybe comes back in right now. That is Microsoft back to the downside. I'm going to put some more bids. I have a 249.35. Let's put another one at 50. There we go. We just got I just bid 50 and get it immediately as it's starting to come back down again. Now 20 cents in the money and still starting to go. So I don't know. Now let's hold it. Now let's hold for the rest. We have a 35 bid. We have a little bit more up here in the 80s. But, I mean, yeah, you guys nailed that trade on Coinbase. I saw someone mention there about Coinbase. I wish I was short that name. We should be short it. We've been short it for a while. But, yeah, not on the show today. I know that's... Well, I didn't know that, so thanks for that, pointing that out. But we're right now, we're at the largest spot we've been at all day, and we're still trying to go. So let's just give it one more shot, one more reload short here on Microsoft, but I'm pretty confident holding it right now. The market, I mean, we're rejecting this top. We were up here last time. That's when we got stopped out of Amazon. So let's not, if it takes it out, we're going to get out of Microsoft. But we've made some damage. We've done some damage on this stock. So we're short at 75. We're out at an O's break, right? So far, so good here on the day for Microsoft. Bring it. Let's see if we get that 35, Phil. Do we get that 35, Phil, here on Microsoft? Answer, no. It just goes down to 40. Let's see if it comes back one more time into the 30s. We're sitting there, then hopefully it dropped down, and we can get out of our Microsoft and then hold the rest for an ultimate flush here into the close.
No, Bed Bath & Beyond is not up from the dead, but you made me look. It's up 1%. It's at $1.24. This gets interesting at $1. I'll be all over the stock if it gets to $1. Here comes 54 on coin, and someone was asking SoFi. It broke 550, but I don't believe in even dollar stops. VWAP is right here. You can get pretty creative as to where you think my stop might be. It's just above. If I'm not really getting anything out until it dips beneath 40, then I don't want to be covering it like just a couple of cents above that 50 level. But this market's really starting to go. I'm going to. Look, I know Intel's strong, but I'm still getting out in front of the high of the day. I just don't think it's taking out the top. So I'm going to cover this if it goes another leg to the upside because I just don't think this move's going to do it.
Wow.
Oh, what a flush. Oh, did I get any Coinbase there? Give me the fill. Give me the fill.
Give Neil the damn fill. Let's go, Microsoft. I mean, there's another $1. We just took this on, man. Shout out to Obi behind me. Shout out to all the new guys behind us as well. I know you talked to those guys, Neil, today. Hopefully they're making bank, and maybe they graduated already. There's a nice move for Microsoft all the way to the downside. Look at that. Reload, reload, reload. Wow. This day, please don't end, although there's only 45 minutes left. What a week this has been. What a week this has been. Thank you for watching. You guys know the kind of excitement that I'm trying to bring every single day, and this week, man, it was exciting. Needless to say. Let's go over to Brenda. What up?
Sunrun making some comments here, guys. We mentioned them earlier as having exposure to SVB. Looks like it's less than 80 million, they're saying, as far as deposits are concerned, and their exposure is quote unquote insignificant. There were mentions earlier of LOCs and loans as well that they have with SVB, but Sunrun just popped up again there on a volume spike.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, that doesn't actually sound that bad. I mean, is it enough to go long the stock? I don't know. Nah. I don't think it's not enough to go long at 21. It's enough to go long at 20, though. If it gets down to 20, we get excited. Otherwise, let's just forget about it. FRC's at 86. That's not 89 last I checked. Yeah, definitely don't go long the stock. It's still flushing, even on that good news. Like, look at Sunrun just immediately go to the downside. I'm pretty much on the bid here. I just got some Coinbase out, but okay, I actually do like the long at 20 on this. Like, should Sunrun make a fresh low when they're telling you they have less exposure than maybe than maybe people are anticipating, I think it can make a bit of a bottom. Let's wait around for it. I did just get one fill on coin. Let's see if it can get down to like 52.5. I think 52.5 is a termination point. It's got a higher low on it already. That was the trail out before. So I think that's going to be that bottom. Nothing really happening in Intel except for it's going back down. SoFi still holding VWAP for now. And have we checked Tesla in a bit? Because someone just said in the chat, Master Gunner. That's what I'm going to call you because you have X's before and after, so we'll just call you Master Gunner. What the heck is going on with Tesla? This is like really 75 to VWAP, 50-cent range on Tesla. This is breaking one way or the other. Does it really matter which direction it breaks? Probably not. I don't want to trade something with that tight of a range. I want it to break out of the range. I'd rather work VWAP off of coins to get offers back up on the top and then trade something that's moving a little bit more than that because that's not going anywhere.
All right. I'm probably just going to sit in Microsoft, honestly. I mean, the way that we just read this and we just got some more out at O's again. Our best fill is 01. We got an 06. We got a 17. And now I got to adjust my stop because we're very light on this now as it did go all the way back down. So if we do, I'm not even going to average it anymore to it. I feel like I don't have the greatest read on the market. And I was talking about this with Fahad, and he's like, dude, man, just keep going with, what you've been doing because it's been so hot. But the thing is like, it's getting to be a little late now. There could be some positioning coming here for the end of mankind, into the end of the day.
Mankind.
So I don't know. It just feels like that, right? The way the market's going. But we're bouncing back up again. And it's funny that I say that because the market's only down 1%. It's just look where we came from. And I think that was part of the problem here. We had such a good move early, faded, bounced all the way back, and then it just feels like it's just been cascading to the downside and just bouncing off this 11,900. So again, I'm using the H contract. I do understand that you can flip over to the M right now. I'm actually going to let me do a volume check now that we're in on this.
It usually passes today.
That's what I want to check because C. So I got to see the volume here. So we're going to go over to the Chicago Merc. NQ, I have the wrong NQ, it's this way. There it is right there, H. All right, so the H contract is 700,000. The M contract, I like how it just auto-populates. Yeah, it's only 200,000, so it's still 3-to-1 right now on the H. So we'll still continue to watch that. But if there is ever a discrepancy in prices on the NASDAQ, the H contract is 11.8, as you can see right here. This is what our level 2 looks like for the futures. And again, that's proper because there's only one book. There's no gateways other than it's itself. And then here's the M. The forward looking is at 11,990. So there is a difference in contract there. Oh, wow. Let's go, man. We're honestly...
I'm out of I have no longs anymore.
Chill. Oh, you were long before?
Well, I was long Intel. So Intel bounces off VWAP, but I said there is no chance. Well,
your favorite long?
I don't remember the way. I think the way I said it is I don't think Intel has any business breaking the high of the day. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. So either way, I'm out.
Here comes
it bounced.
Microsoft.
It's lower high of the day, and there comes coin back into 53, so that's starting to work back in. So touches VWAP, kind of get into it. I did stop out the 53 short to get the fills, between 53 half to 54. That's kind of, Luca calls them money fills, and I really like that term. You know what I mean? Because it's like you'll have a trading range, and you want the fills, like not at that initial price. You want the fills above everybody else's stop. You know what I mean? So it's between 53.50 and that top. Like get some of the fills in there, and now it comes back to the low. I think 52 is going to be a problem for Coinbase, but you get the money fills. That's what pays out. Sometimes you have to stop out to get back in. I had that conversation with one of the things I was talking about during lunchtime with the traders or some of the trainees was if you know there's a decision point in a stock, have your plan of action before it gets there. Don't wait till it gets there to have a plan. Like have a plan first, and then just execute the plan. So if you know between here and here is where you want to short, just have an idea where you want to get in. If you're looking for a wick high at 54, grab that too so you get some decent fills up there. If you know you want to get out in front of 52, have some bids on the way. Just have a plan of action, man. And speaking of money fills, I did not take any money fills on SoFi. It's kind of, well, okay, I got one fill up here, but that's not enough. It touched VWAP. My stop was at 53. So it touched VWAP, doesn't break that far above. And now beneath it, I don't know if I want to get more of it because it's 320, but now it's starting to come back beneath. So you have a breakdown I should get something a little higher on the bid here. Just as it falls back in, I think low of the day is a possibility. FRC is a gigantic disappointment for me. Coin's been a good stock. FRC, like, come on, man. I'm canceling that offer. So I was kind of looking for that 89 fill, or like 88 change. It's now already plunging back into the downside. So, I guess no trades on this one in the afternoon. Still, despite getting out of it too early, it'll be my best stock today because it just moved so much, quite frankly, and you were able to scalp $5 a couple of times. And actually, the second one was better. The second one was like 10, but when a stock moves like $20 and you scalp 10, it doesn't look as good. Truth.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right. So I'm just going to get out right now. I'm at 72. If this doesn't, did we just get it? Yes, we did. Okay. So that's a good fill. We were waiting at 55, like I said I was going to wait at. And guess where it went down to? 60. So it stopped within 5 cents. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick yet again another random number and sit at 72 right there. It wasn't that random. It was actually just, I mean, I don't know why I used the bottom of that wick or that candle, but that's where I sat and that's where we got that fill. So I just wanted to sit right in there. It also was sort of that wick. And I put it there when we ripped back up. So it just fell back in and filled me up there at 72. So again, it's not a magical. It was more going to be 70. And then I just go up a couple pennies. But hey, there it is right there. There's another $1 to put into your account, and I'm just gonna keep watching this thing go to the downside now. I mean, next fill, I don't have any bids this time, so I won't get overfilled. Just like yesterday when we got out of our Tesla for $2 and then it went 10 or something, and it was because I had too many bids out there. We got filled. We didn't get overfilled. We just got out of our fill. Here it comes down now. Microsoft will probably hit that 50 area. So let's just talk about where we want this name, 248. So I'm just gonna put a bid right there now. 248. I'll put 248.11s. So let's just put it right there and see what happens right now. Back down to the downside, 248, 248.11. We'll see about grabbing that fill back in. And here it comes. Hopefully we can grab that. Is there anything else? Where has that Russian girl from or gone? What's up to Valeria? Bang on Valeria right now. Yeah, she's been gone for a bit. So
It's
she's
been a
gone
minute there.
just for a minute. But no, Valeria has been gone and she's just back. So unfortunately, her work visa did expire and we would have loved to keep her, but she gone right now. So shout out to you, Miss V. Hope all is well with you. And I still talk to her all the time, so I know she's doing good. And I've still wanted to get her back on the show, and she's going to come back next time she's back in the city. So Miss V will be back
It's
there.
one of those things that was not controllable. And,
Well, I mean, we just said why.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do
know.
about it. So
I mean, I wasn't going to pull the strings at the government, you know what I'm saying, for that. But we're going to wait to see about it. So we do miss Miss V. So that's awesome. Thanks for asking, whoever that was. But she gone.
That's just a little Hawk Harrelson.
Yep.
Hawk Harrelson's a commentator, or he's a play-by-play guy. At least he was for Chicago White Sox. One of the best. They talk about being a homer.
Or Berman, back. Yeah,
but Hawk Harrelson was a homer. Like that guy could not call it straight even if he tried. Like
put it on the board. Yes.
Yeah.
The Chicago White Sox.
And what I mean by a homer is that he's so very obviously in favor of his own team that he's just, when he calls a game, it's actually a lot of fun, even if you don't like Chicago. This FRC, let's see, it is flushing. I still think there's maybe one chance at a bounce. We're getting late in the day. Late in the day. I'll give one more shot for these fills at VWAP on Coinbase, but we are getting a little bit late in the tooth here. So buying bottoms on one of these stocks, dumping, I don't know how much I like that. The short is usually good. Of course, Kid Lizard, he's no Harry Carey. I've been to Wrigley one time, and I'll tell you, A, if you're a baseball fan, go to Wrigley. It's amazing. B, Harry Carey was an absolute legend. Everybody understands that. He was just ridiculous. Oh, no, Intel's back at the high? Really?
Boo, Intel.
Really?
There was...
I should short the top.
What's the guy out of... There's a guy, a Dodgers guy that just passed away.
Oh,
their commentator.
Vin Scully.
Vin Scully, that's
yeah,
what it was.
Vin Scully was amazing.
So
oh, no, SoFi.
All right. Well, what the hell is SoFi doing?
SoFi just broke.
Okay. Yeah, we're not doing a whole heck of a lot right now. We're still watching this Microsoft trade again.
I'm top wick.
SoFi just, I don't know if you want to.
Oh, I just said my stop was. I just said where my stop was like 2 seconds ago. So there it is. Yeah, it's just maybe I got top wick, but it needs to get back under. It's late enough in the day that I'm just getting out. Like it's. Do I really want to put that back on? Does it have enough time to retrace to the low? Like Coinbase is volatile enough that I think it can get back to the bottom. I don't know that SoFi is going to do it for me. And as that was happening, hit enter twice. I was going to put some offers back in there to get filled on Coinbase at VWAP. Look what just happened. It goes right up. I'm waiting for fills in the 80s and 90s. It goes right up to 75, and boom, right back. So just right back in, like 40 pennies, like that. So Coinbase is moving enough that we can rinse and repeat, but not everything else. Stop saying BBVY. Because if I look,
Neil, there's a lot happening with Bed Bath & Beyond. You should go over there immediately.
It's probably not through the high of the day. So what are we talking about?
I didn't go, so I don't know. Oh, okay, I'll do it.
It is moving. See, now
Neil! Come on, man.
it is moving.
Come on, man.
My bad.
Wow, it was actually that close to $1, guys?
Sorry, I have to zoom out. I got to look at where it's actually going here. I didn't pay for locate, so it's irrelevant that I would short 135 to 140. All day. All day if it got to. But I'm not paying for locates at 326 on a Friday. But if I had them,
You're not?
130, I don't think so. Maybe if it gets there. If it goes another 5 cents, let's see. This is like, that's where the fills are. You want the short. Every single time this pops into a previous resistance zone, isn't that what you want to do? Like pop into here, fade, pop into the same level, fade. So just kind of wait for it to kind of get into the next consolidation zone and then fade it. When has that not worked? Show me in a 15-minute chart when that hasn't worked. Like it broke a trend here, but in the since the beginning of the month, literally since the beginning of the month, since it's rolled over, if you just short every single pop into the previous congestion, you've basically made money. It's not free for us to short, Javier. So like I have to go in.
Javier Baez.
I'm not even in Metro right now, so I have to go check. Go to Sean for a second. I'm going to see how much it costs for us to short this right now.
All right. Okay, so are you looking at Bed Bath & Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because here it is right now. If we can look at some key levels here. I did not realize we got that close to $1, so that should have been on our radar. We've been looking at Bed Bath & Beyond for a heck of a long time. We should have gone long down there, but the thing is, you know, maybe you get long. You don't get long this time, but you probably get long the second time because you have bottom wicks here. Worst case scenario, you can hold a 14 down to 10, something like that, 4 cents worth of risk, and there's your risk to reward pumping out for you right there on Bed Bath & Beyond. It is not BlackBerry. It is Bed Bath & Beyond. So, all right. You know, it's 3:30. We're gonna find out right now. Neil just said it's less than a cent a share. You just put it in the chat
it's
there.
0.8 cents a share.
Yeah. So I just didn't want to. All right, let's just check out JP Morgan as well here coming through right now into this level. So let's just have a quick look. 133.64, 133.65 right now for JP Morgan. Trying to go back up to the upside. So we're gonna wait to see here. 135 possibly as a downside move there for JP Morgan, but you got to get back up to that. It's up 2.5% here on some of that bank worries, but for right now, I'd leave JP Morgan alone. The market is trying to bounce a little bit here. We can zoom back in. Where is it? Right there. We're now above the 50 period, but still some more to go. So we're going to remain short Microsoft right now, and we're going to throw it over to Brendan. As I lose my voice on a Friday, it's Small Cap Recap with Mr. Brendan Wickens.
Hey guys, about 30 minutes to go. Small Cap brought to you by True Trading Group, trading education, premium tools, mentorship, and community to help you learn, trade, and profit. Click the link in the chat or check out the QR code on screen right now. Shout out to TTG, as always, for bringing you Small Cap Recap. As we were saying in the pre-market this morning, one of those days when the overall market is in play, these types of stocks kind of take a bit of a backseat to everything else. But here's a look at a few that were moving around this morning. Once again, UNCY, top of the list once again this morning, still up about 2.5%. Decent day overall. It did hold up nicely. Again, this is day 3 overall for UNCY after news earlier in the week sent this thing all the way up to $3 a little bit earlier. Barnes & Noble also on watch this morning, also a small cap, obviously. Nothing but downside action all day long after earnings beat expectations. Silvergate, also a decent one this morning. Back to the downside we go for SI. It did make new lows just recently, but trying to bounce. So a bit of a quiet day overall for small caps, but obviously a ton of action for the overall market today, guys. 30 minutes to go.
And thank you very much. That's Dan Emmons giving us the early look on the imbalances.
What was he saying?
We usually get it from Brendan, but at $568 million to sell.
He's cheating. He knows where we're getting it from.
I know he knows. So we get it from Financial Juice. So
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
free to get it.
It's free,
Yep.
so you can get it from there. Yeah, it's less than 1 cent a share, so I kind of went ahead and paid for the locates on Bed Bath & Beyond. It doesn't seem to want to get up there. That's me, 133. 130, 135. I think I said that's where like the money fills were there to like 140 or something. So if it gets another leg to the upside, I'd look to get something. But if this doesn't move, if it doesn't move into here in the next 10 minutes, I wouldn't want this it has to be enough time for it to retrace. That's sort of the thing. So I'll get a piece in, probably like a third at 33. Probably another third if it gets to like 36 or 37. Now you can't see those prices. And look, if it breaks these tops, then I would just simply get out. And I like the risk to reward, but we don't have a lot of time left in the day. It's sort of the problem here, and we're at 331. So it needs to happen. Like, go now or don't go at all. Coin still feels like it's okay off of VWAP. I did want to fade Intel. Okay, now I just got to fill. So we just got to fill at 33. I'm going to stay on this. Forget about Intel for a second. If Intel goes to 2750 is the high in Intel. So if you're looking at that stock, you're probably not. But that's the only price I want. It's actually fading off of that already. So here comes Bed Bath & Beyond. I kind of know where I like it. I'll keep it zoomed out so you guys can see these levels up here. It's a squeeze play. Obviously, if it gets through some of these tops, I think it could really go. It's a great trade. A lot of these beaten up names, it's a great trade off $1 for the long, but once it gets this late in the day, I'm really just looking for the pullback, probably into like 25 to like 30, somewhere in here. So I got a third on right now. We'll see if it gets to these highs from the last couple of days. That's like 139. You can call it 140, but it's more like 139 there. So we'll see what happens. Bed Bath & Beyond, add it to Coinbase. No Intel for me.
Yeah, we're still in the same names here. Is there anything you guys want me to look at? I mean, I was just looking at Microsoft and just trying to think about, where maybe an appropriate out is for this. 249.30, whoopsies, 249.30 maybe right there, now that we've faded back in a little bit. So I'm going to put that offer out for me right here, 249.30 on Microsoft. So, let's see if we can get that fill, and then we'll just work off that. So 249.30 for Softy. We're going to try to get a bid in there, 249.31. We're going to get out of half of our shares that we had left. So if it does go back up to the upside, that's something that we're going to look at. But it is falling back in right now. Again, bouncing off the 50 period. Bouncing off VWAP again, so let's just go on that. What else do you guys want me to look at? Donkey Kong? Okay, let's look at Donkey Kong right now. Oh, by the way, happy Super Mario Day.
Huh?
March 10th. Super Mario Day.
Is that like the day it came out originally or something?
I believe so. Can someone verify that in the chat? I think it's Mario Day, March 10th for some reason. I believe that to be correct. It's a little random there, but Donkey Kong.
I love Super Mario.
I mean, that's why it's not. It is today. Okay, yeah. Fahad just confirmed that. Thank you, Fahad. See, so like, not only am I not a pretty face, how people say just a pretty face, sometimes a little bit there, but we'll wait to see. There it is. Normally we do the National Day. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Thanks
because I have this thing.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
I would have been using that all day long if I knew it was. Yeah.
All right, so that's good.
Now Fahad and Pratt are arguing over this. I don't know why they're arguing, but it's just that's how.
I don't know what they're saying.
I think what happened is maybe Pratt said we need to do the National Day every day, and Fahad was like no or something. I have no idea.
No, it's because I said we should always have the bell on that thing.
Me and Pratt are on the same side.
What?
You guys were asking for the logo.
Yeah, I want the logo, but I think we should do both. We should do a segment.
We should do the logo at the close and do the National Day at the open.
Yeah.
That's not that hard.
No, that's very easy to do that.
Logo at the close, National Day at the open.
I mean, Valeria just did it randomly. I mean, come on, guys. Valeria's more creative than you guys. Let's go on that one there. So, we'll get that all figured out. I love to do the National Day. That was one of the favorite things with Miss V. The reason why I said the logo is the most important, the most watched TV clip every single day is the opening and closing bell of the NYSE. So I put on my marketing hat and I say, let's put the Trader TV Live logo in the back of our bell. That makes the most sense. And I think you're right. Prad's so passionate about it. On Monday, Prad will be doing the National Day daily, moving forward at whatever random time he wants. So you could do that, Prad. It's on you, big guy. Thank you for volunteering for that one. All right. Let's just go. Fahad is your boss. Okay, well then, Fahad, please tell Prad that he will be doing that moving forward. So there you go. That was easy. All right. Microsoft's still down to 50s right now. So let's go here to the downside. 248.25 right now coming in for Microsoft.
The buyers were strong. So I'll tell you what just happened. So we got to first level. This is like 37. I'm talking Bed Bath & Beyond, right? So I'm 35 short. It gets to 37, first level. Pulls back in. The bid starts to pull. Offer starts to build up. It's like, yeah, it looks like it's about to start working. Get some bids in there. And then the buyers stacked it back up again. So look, it's also a Friday, right? You have to factor that in. I do feel, and I'm not going to be here next week, but I do feel like if this closes above 125, it might be a little better off the dollar break next week than it is today, because I just don't see it getting, obviously I don't see it getting through 150. If it gets through 140, I'm out and I've lost on the stock today, but I won't be here to trade it. I think if you've got a dollar long, you probably are really liking it. Ooh, Coinbase just went back to 53. Oh, I got a fill. Okay, good. So I did just get it out on Coinbase. My focus will be on Bloodbath & Beyond here, because if it carries through this, I'm out. I'm outie. You know where my stop is going to be. I'm actually not going to have a stop. I'm just going to punch it manually, because I'm on this level too. I don't really need a stop order. There's enough liquidity. I can just kind of hit a key and punch out myself, which I always prefer at a key price level. You can be a little bit quicker. If you can see it breaking, like the dark pools are just chewing through it before it breaks, I can just be like, I'm just getting out. So I'm watching Bed Bath & Beyond. It's now like watching paint dry, so sorry, guys. I should have shorted Intel. So you guys kept saying Bed Bath & Beyond, and so that I didn't short Intel. And like Intel's now flushing. Like this better work in Bed Bath & Beyond, because I could have just shorted Intel up here. And I believed in the Intel short. I always do. We'll see what happens, but I believed enough to get out. Intel wasn't going to break the high of the day. Intel didn't break the high of the day. And what, Intel? I own this thing long term. Come on, Bed Bath & Beyond. It's starting to come back in here. I want underneath 33, then we can start getting out. Coins now, almost $1 in the money. But this needs to get down like $1.50. I think we can get $1.50 before the close comes in. I've been short Coinbase pretty much all day, so you should always end where you finish. Like, what did you like the best in the morning? Is it still valid? If yes, you should still be trading it.
Yeah, so, I mean, right now, oh my God.
Oh my God.
This is getting to be quite the after damn noon as we go, man. This is just collapsing. Microsoft is coming to the downside. Someone said Tom Lee is going bankrupt. I think you might be right about that one. Anybody that has been ultra bullish throughout all of this. Look, the market just today, the S&P 500 just, if it goes down 2%, and we're almost there, this is the NASDAQ, but the S&P right now down 1.6%, just goes back to red for the year. So we are only up 2% on the S&P before today. So the ES right now, just switch this over to ES, you're almost back to that level. I can call up a chart too, but I know that to be true because I heard it yesterday. So the ES right now almost back to year's number. Everybody was like, oh my God, we're rallying. Well, we just gave it all back in just a couple days right now. And again, I don't know what the problem is, because it was pretty obvious what Fed's mandate was. They didn't change anything. It wasn't a surprise to anybody. Wow, right now goes Microsoft downside. Man, this is a good day. This is my best day all week right now today. So, I mean, that's why we're a little bit celebratory here into a Friday. I want to say thank you, everybody, for watching. Please hit that like. Please hit the subscribe. I mean, there's my target at 50. We got it. My next target's 248. Napa. We don't want that one. We're going to wait to see if it falls even further for Microsoft. So, hey, man, we're here. Let's sit on our hands if we're able to. That imbalance, we didn't get it from Brendan, but what was it? Do you remember what?
350.
To sell, though, was it? What's up, Dan Emmons, if you're still on there?
To sell.
Put it in.
350
Just want to know if it was a sell or buy. The numbers really doesn't really matter.
It was a sell.
Yeah, it was a sell. Okay,
right?
if it was a sell, that's good then. Nice little move to the downside.
550, not 350.
550 to sell. Thank you very much, Bob Dub. Right there in the chat. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's here today. And also, I don't want to forget that I just froze again. Why does this happen to me all the time?
340 every single day.
I froze again.
So
Okay, well, I got to log out.
That's not a coincidence, but anyways.
Take it, my guy.
I got no issues. I actually just got a fill in Coinbase. We just got $1, and I'm only ever hitting this because it's National Mario Day. Why not? So we got the fills at VWAP. Now we're getting the low of the day. I do still kind of believe there's a buyer down. There was a buyer earlier at the bottom on coin, so I'm just going to throw a bid down there because somebody was buying the heck out of it at 52.35.
This is crazy.
So that's been holding this entire time. Oh man, Bed Bath & Beyond, it's strong. If you guys are like, into the long on this on Bloodbath & Beyond, so every single time it's about to completely capitulate, the buyers step up. They just stepped up at 130, so it's still holding up here, and you can kind of see it. Obviously, the same thing happened at 27. So I got bids, like if it breaks 30, I got bids in here, 28, 29, because 27 held, and if 27 breaks, I got 25s. So it has made that top. I probably wet my beak too early, because that's usually sometimes the case. I end up with a 35 price. We don't have our beak, so
you just get the bang.
You hit the bang. So I should like a cleaner short would have been a price of 36.5 instead of 35, but that's splitting hairs. With only 20 minutes to go, let's get to the downside. No, Doc, you just broke 50? No. No.
Was that a key level there?
No, I can't. I don't want to. I'm not shorting bottoms. It's too late in the day. The market. I don't want to short this bottom. I'm already in a couple of things. If we go down here, then I think I'll be okay with the two that I have. But wow, this market is crushing to the lows. Hold on to your butts. Hold on to your shorts. It's getting ugly around here.
Ruh-roh. Microsoft just breaks 248. Oh, man, we got a bad wick there as I log back in. I'm going to have to adjust that. But there goes Microsoft to the downside. I'm just going to fix this wick right there on a relog back in. 248.70 I'm going to put there, make it look a little bit better. And now you can see the destruction that is Mr. Softy. I mean, if you only took one trade this afternoon, well, hopefully you took multiple ones. But if you only took one, this would be I think anyways, the one to take right here as we continue to go on Microsoft and continue to make a little bit of cash here on that name to the downside, of course. And we've just made Microsoft and Apple are battling for my two #1 names here today. Unfortunately, we did get out of, Okay, good. We did get out of Apple right there. Now looking at where Apple is. And again, I told you, this is the #1 day for me this week as we're really happy with our performance again here today. But, the short was there. The short was everywhere. The only position that we really got stopped, oh man, more wicks again, that we just got stopped out on was right there for Amazon, and that was 91.50. That's now $1 in the money, but I'm just happy that we were able to give you this trade right here. It's Microsoft, it's $2 in the money, it's a banger right there. So yeah, man, good trading here in Power Hour. Shorting Microsoft is really all that we've done, so thanks for watching, and there it is right there, Microsoft to the downside. I'm not getting out to the closing print, so I don't really have too much to do. It's $2 in the money, Microsoft taking over the #1 spot here.
Yeah, actually, what's weird is I didn't trade my #1 stock this afternoon, but hey, guess where the top was? 89. Guess what the bottom was? 80. So at least that was right. I just didn't want to buy the dip on FRC going into the close with the market tanking. Felt like the wrong thing to do, but the support level was 100% right. I'm not holding into the imbalances, so I don't want to. The only place I'm getting coin out from VWAP is the bottom. Either it's low of the day, or we're going to have a trailing stop at 350 that could trigger. And now all of a sudden, Bed Bath & Beyond is kind of lower high it's putting in there. So all I would do is tighten my trailing stop. We talked about VWAP being a decent level. It has turned out to be one. We'll see what happens. What's actually great is I got the right out on Intel. It ends up being a good short, but I don't mind. It was a good long. And I've been very biased short this stock. So in a flushing market to go long off VWAP, it kind of didn't feel right. My first thought when I looked at the chart was just wait for it to break the bottom and go short. But sometimes a long is just a long. I had actually lost on the short on the day on Intel, and then when you see it go back to the upside, you just got to respect that you're looking at a strong stock. So we're going to hold out and see what happens at the end of the day here. Is Robinhood FDIC insured? I don't know. You guys have there's a lot of jokes going on in the chat. Oh, good one there, temporary. Temporary. Have not looked at GLD.
Yeah, someone was saying something about gold was going nuts.
Look at GLD today. I mean, that's the other thing. We're looking at, okay, fine, we're short pretty much the entire afternoon, pretty much the entire day looking for short opportunities. But the other way to play this is, hey, if you like going long, then just go long gold. that's been trending too. Like if you bought dips and played trend, you're just as good. Another thing I was saying to these trainees, oh, you're at the 50 on the daily. Yeah, maybe you had some resistance here on GLD, but if you just find what you do and stick to it. If you want to trade commodities, trade commodities. If you want to trade equity, trade equity. If you want to trade futures, trade that. If you want to trade small cap, trade small cap. Or trade specific setups. That's the other way to play it. But jumping around doesn't make sense. You could have been only long gold all day, and there were plenty of opportunities for you to get in. So kudos to everybody that's trying to point that one out. And choose whatever instrument you want. I just pulled up GLD because that's what got mentioned. Like you could be trading, you want to trade spot gold, trade GDX if that's the preferred vehicle. I just pulled this up because that's what got put in the chat.
All right. We only have 10% left of our trade for Microsoft. Anyways, so we're just going to talk about this quickly here. We do have the imbalance locator. We'll sort it by size, but for right now we logged out. So I guess Kinzu, whatever this, there it is. So most of the time, if there's ever a name on here that we don't really recognize, it's because it's halted. So right now, Kinzu halted right there. So nothing happening, waiting for a reopen. I have no idea what this is. I'm not bringing this up to you for any other reason. There's no volume today. I don't think it opened up, but that's what that looks like. We're just holding on to the same trade we've had all day here in the afternoon. It's this Microsoft trade. Someone said DraftKings, and then we got sidetracked because we were talking about Mario Day and then some nonsense over there. So let's just check out DraftKings. Actually, not too bad. And if you guys were looking at this, nice little level there today for DraftKings. It's funny because like on a day where I thought like maybe DraftKings would really fall in, or some of these like, you know, higher sort of growth names would have came in. Their charts don't look like anything compared to, you know, like what Apple looks like here. Whoops. What Apple looks like here to the downside, what Amazon looks like, what our boy Microsoft looks like right here. So I don't know. I'm a little bit puzzled why some of these names aren't tanking. Let's check out Palantir as well. Yeah, I mean, 730 is a bad level for Palantir. But again, actually, this name, yeah, this one had a nice move down as well, absorbing that 730. Look, there's going to be, this was such a crazy week because of Powell and everything. And then today you get the jobs number, and it was 311 versus 225. So it was worse for the market because better jobs, better economy puts the brakes on any sort of a rate decrease or a stop of the rate hikes. And it looks like they are going to keep on going with that. So you can see the NASDAQ just pulling right back to where we were at the beginning of the week, right? So here's Feb 27th right into here. So that's Feb 24th, 11,930. Huge move up, falsified, gave everybody that love. And then there's the move right back down again for the NASDAQ. So not much love here heading into 358. With only a couple minutes left, we're going to get those imbalances, and then I'm completely exhausted off of a very, very busy week. So
well, you know what you could always do. It's been a long week. It's been a fun week. Yes. You can always take next week off.
Yeah, good move, Neil. I like that. Actually, bad move. Well, good move for you.
No, it's actually,
but
you know what's crazy?
The market is going to be crazy.
It's I didn't even realize this until after March break coincides with the third Friday. So we're going to get like quarterly rebalances, witching as well. And on top of the news we got today, it is going to be a good volatile week next week. So
should be.
There's a lot of stock there at big levels. Like, oh, Tesla. I was just looking at Tesla. Look where Tesla is on the daily.
Do we want
Tesla is, yeah, you do, man. Like, it just bounced off the 50 period today. Like, the low was bouncing off the 50 period moving average. And you know what? Hold on a second. Let me just, because we're right. So right now we're at the imbalances coming out. So I feel like if we go past like this 35, I just want to take this out at 350. Because if it's not, Bed Bath & Beyond I'm talking about, guys, if you're not watching the screen. But if Bed Bath & Beyond tries to break past my price, it doesn't want to flush. Like the level in the area was right. It just didn't want to follow through. So you can see why I'm bidding in this range, but it doesn't seem like it wants to flush. It touched the top, came back in, now it's catching a bid. So when the imbalances come out, I doubt it has one, but if this bounces, this could be back at the high, and I'm not going to wait till the high of the day to get out of this thing. That doesn't make any sense at 350.
All right, no, it does not. And we're getting ready for only 10 seconds to go. If we can come to our screen, Prad, we're going to get those imbalances in just a second there. Thank you, Mr. Prad. All right, 5 seconds to go right now. Let's just wait to see what happens here to this downside move in the market, if any. Remember, we're looking for Microsoft right now. So let's sort by size right here. We're going to get the number from Brendan in a minute, hopefully. I think he's a little distracted right now. But it looks like it's a decent sell side there. Intel's a sell, DraftKings a sell, Amazon's a sell. I don't see Microsoft Microsoft on here, but there's Amazon, and here goes Microsoft right now, kind of just bouncing around, but it's at the day's low. So we've done good to hold on to this one. It's
1.8 billion to sell.
1.8 billion to sell. Thank you guys for that. What's up to Dan Emmons? Thank you so much for that. 1.8 billion to sell. So I'm going to say congratulations. Oh, this is Gates of Hell. But anyways, congratulations to anybody that's been short. Dan, I know you've been short for a while there.
That works.
Close enough. Yeah, I mean, it might as well work, right? The market seems, Neil, to be going in to the Gates of Hell right now. But here we go. Downside pressure. Thanks, Dan, for that update.
So I would just say, someone in the chat was just like, yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond looks a little bit bullish. You're right, it does. It went into the level I liked. I was able to get some out for profit down like underneath that 35 level. It bounced off 30. I said if it took out 35, I just wouldn't wait around for it to get to the high. I'll just punch out. There's only 10 minutes left in the day anyway, so I'm definitely going to be out of it. And Coinbase just still lingering off the bottom. So I can hold on to this till the close. I'll probably tighten my trail up a little bit here. I don't want to give it to, I'm not giving it to 54. You know, I'm obviously not going to give it to 54, maybe like 53.5 here and see if it continues to flush. The market's trying to bounce off the lows, but if it reverses, this will be the last thing I have on as we go into the final 10 minutes of the trading day. So that's a big sell imbalance, but I didn't see anything that stood out. I mean, the bank, that makes sense, BAC, WFC. Apple's less than $1 million, and Apple's a buy. Apple's 700,000 to buy. Go figure.
Strange. Yeah, that's a little bit strange right there.
Yeah, the banks are all sells, though.
We're going to get out I mean, I might just get out of Microsoft right now. I mean, we've done this before, held it, and then you know, regretted doing exactly that. So we're going to get out of Microsoft at 248 if we can. That makes sense to me as a level anyway. So here it comes. Oh man, we're bidding 248.02. There it is. Thank you so much. We'll end the day right there with a bang. We're really happy with that trade down to 248. That closes our day on Microsoft. And like I said, man, couldn't be happier with where our net is right now, with some of the trades that we've been able to put on for you. And I just hope it's made a lot of sense, because that's
to correct something.
Yeah, go ahead.
BAC is a buy imbalance of 1.6. WFC is a sell of 1.4. I might have said that they were both sells. BAC is a buy imbalance, which makes more sense as to why it's not actually just flushing right now. So,
yeah, okay.
Just want to make sure I got that right.
All right, so we are now out. I'm just going to double check all of the imbalances right here. Just not all the imbalances, sorry, my stop orders to make sure that we are out, because that's it. That's a wrap. I want to say thank you to everybody for watching today. Please make sure you hit the like button for sure, and hit the subscribe. Share this program with absolutely everybody. A big shout out to Sharif and to Luca today, who put on the uniforms. Put on the, I hope that's not the uniform.
Costumes.
Put on the costumes there today for everybody. That was a lot of fun. I don't know if we have any pictures of that or not, but that was a lot of fun.
I saw them taking pictures.
Thank you to Sharif. Thank you to Luca for all of that. So a big shout out to everybody as well. Thank you for all the super chats and everything like that. Look at that out though. Sometimes, you know, you just get them. And there's that out for 248. Look at Microsoft starting to go back up to the upside. So there it is again. Nice move down. I did adjust the heat. I don't know. I put it back to 22.
My hands are
well, no, because remember we put it on for these guys.
I know. My hands are freezing.
So yeah, so Neil's hands freezing. Mine too. That's why I ran up there and adjusted it. So my bad if it's not picking up. But it's cold today.
Right next to it.
It's snowing today, and
yeah, we got a snowstorm right now.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a storm, but it's supposed to be 10 centimeters. So that's like 4 or 5 inches.
That's not that much
4 or 5
us.
inches. No, it's okay.
That's not that much.
It's all good. All right, guys. Yeah, more to come on Monday when it will be Arun and I. But right now it's 3:55. I mean, if there's any other names you guys want us to look at, we can look at that.
Moving.
But I don't really think that there's much going on right now.
That imbalance on BC's not moving. JBLU, 2 million. That's a cheap stock. I don't think that's going to do anything. I'll double check. I don't mind. Like, it's the number one thing on the imbalance. Remember the other day when Zila was randomly 9 million shares and didn't just take the long one as a buy imbalance? That was free money. Free 10% on Zila that day when it was 9 million to buy. But yeah, not much happening in JBLU, down 2%. That buy imbalance is 2 million significant, but it didn't really react to it very much. So I would walk away from that one. I might just have to cover coin. It's like, it's not falling. It's not breaking. I'll give it to 355. We get updates on the imbalances. And so a lot of times you'll see these all shift. That can cause a bit of a reversal or move in the market. That'll be in about 10 seconds or so. So I'll leave it here, but I might punch out a coin when these come in. Intel, 2 million to sell. I really should have gone short Intel. And it paired off. Look at that.
Shouldn't you just always be short Intel? I thought that was your MO there.
No, it was a long today. I'm out of coin. Didn't really move there, so I just got out. But Intel was not. I'm out of coin. Intel was not a short today. I went short Intel today. I lost. It bounced off VWAP and then broke away. So higher low, take the consolidation long, broke toward the high of the day. It was a long today. And Intel might just be finding a bit of a bottom. However, I'm not going to be here when it gets to the 50 period. Oh, that sucks.
You might be.
Look at the 50 period at 28. Like, that's not a short.
Again,
yeah, it's a short there. It's a short there. It's a short at 29. It's a short at 30. 28, 29, 30. I would be doing that if I was here next week, but I'm not, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but that's okay. Good to talk about some levels, right? If there's something that you're looking at, it's good to have everybody know that, some levels that you may or may not be trading if you are here. And again, for me, a lot of that depends on where the market is, same as Neil, I guess. We're not just going to go blindly long or short at any levels, but definitely stay within your own realm. With only 4 minutes to go right now, let's just check out SIVB. If you're joining us now, welcome, but you already know about this name. Hasn't done anything since the morning when it was halted right there. There are some random dark pool prints that we just charted there, but it hasn't traded anything since 8:30 when it was halted, and looks like they're going to get liquidated. And they talked, I think it was WFC was going to come in to play there for funds. And then SI today as well, another name that we didn't trade at all today. There was one bump up for SI.
Oh.
And that was the $4.
So I got to show the chart.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
So remember in the pre-market when SI made the move to the upside? And I was like, okay, here we go. Yesterday, 380 to 420. Those were the money fills. So I wet my beak at 380, but it never got to 4. It never made the move into the top end of the range. So I never actually got anywhere remotely resembling a full position. Scalped it out to 340 because it was a pre-market, right? Well, that didn't age too well. So we show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So you can have a winning trade, but I still slapped a fail because look at it. That was the high of the day. Got to 250. That stock's going to zero. Remember the other day we're like, we joke around about stocks. Was it going to zero or not? This is probably going to zero. Or at least to the OTC market, and then maybe like $1, or maybe somebody picks it up. Like something's happening that, like someone will break it up and sell it up. Figure maybe there's some value in there somewhere I'm not really figuring out. But this stock is getting crushed. It sucks for anyone that's holding it. I know that kind of stinks. For the record, for next week, only 2 minutes to go here. This bounced like a damn champion the other day at 220 in the pre-market, and that made the same low effectively today. So kind of watch out for this level. It's still gigantic short interest. It can always do like these dead cat bounces, and you have a clear bottom at the 2-quarter level right now that could be worth playing off of next week. If it breaks that, maybe you short that, or maybe you short a 2 break with a stop at 225 on the way back. Lots of opportunities next week on Silvergate here.
Yeah, that sucks, man, to have the high of the day. But still, good call. We have lots of high days and low days all the time. It's just a matter of...
It was a pre-market.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I hate the pre-market highs and lows on everything. Let's just check back in on JP Morgan real quick. Here, 133. So it is ending the day hovering around that 134. Tesla, 173.50 with only a minute left. Here, we're going to have a bell to be wrong very soon. And this is what's here on the imbalances. And again, sorry about... Ever since I logged back in, I got a whole bunch of wicks. So that's Tesla up to 196 right there. That didn't happen. Amazon, we can check back in on that one. Still more wick galores. Where's Microsoft? Good out for me on Microsoft.
Be on the bell?
So that was so good so far.
Bell?
Yo, Katrine, you're ringing the bell. Get the mallet. Bring that bell down, Brad. We're going to ring that bell very, very soon. Thanks, Katrine, for volunteering one more time on there. As we don't have anybody, and everybody likes Katrine.
Everybody loves
Katrine will ring the bell. Coming in right now with only 30 seconds to go. She's got her jacket on. I saw her in the hallway before. It was freezing in that hallway.
It is freezing, right?
Right now, okay. I like the hoops, though. I like the hoop earrings there, Katrine. Shout out to you, and thank you for everything that you're doing for us as well. I feel like next week could be quiet, so I'll talk about that when we get back. There's only 15 seconds to go right now. With that. So here we go. Yep, she's getting ready to rock and roll. You might as well throw it over there with only 10 seconds to go. Oh, there we go. There's Katrine right there. Thank you for that. Oh, we don't have the National Day. We have our thing. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. It's Katrine. Yes, what a way to end the day. Thank you so much, Katrine.
I wasn't being whiny.
Oh, yeah,
she's in a winter jacket. It's freezing in here.
Hola.
Hola.
It's so cold.
Subscribe today.
Right?
There she goes. There's Katrine right there. No, she's shaking her head. No, never, never, ever play that again.
Hit it, hit it.
Hit it again. All right, Nira wants me to hit it again. Hola.
Like and subscribe today.
Yes, you can refilm that.
Never.
You want to refilm it? No, not
But
today.
it's already
another
on
day. You
YouTube,
can
so it
refilm.
lives forever
The thing
now.
is,
It doesn't really
when
matter
we
what you
refilm
do.
this, then we'd have 2 of them. No, it's fine. We'll refilm it. There's absolutely no problem. If you don't like it, we'll refilm it. It's all good. It's all good.
We can do it. It's
Good.
fine.
Now we'll have 2 for her, so it's all good. Okay. So that's good. All right. Thank you, Katrine. That's no
yeah.
problem. We will do that. All right. So Brendan is busy.
Market
Brendo.
finished down. I can do it. I can do this job. The market lost today, down 1.5%, 1.4% on the ES, 1.3 down on the NASDAQ. Nobody gives a rat's ass what the Dow did, so who cares? Bitcoin, where the hell did Bitcoin close? Bitcoin closed at, sorry guys, I'm pulling on my Binance chart so I can do
left for the
Brendan's
weekend
job.
already, so.
We closed at 19.9, so under 20,000 on Bitcoin, Ethereum, who cares, whatever. Brendan's already in weekend mode, man. So.
No, he's not. He's over there. He's busy
No,
with
he's still-
somebody.
he's busy. He's busy with somebody right now.
You saw that, Daryl.
No, we're not. Brendan, we're joking. It's cool. We're joking, dude.
No, I'm not. Get to work, Brendan. No, just joking around.
Nah, we're joking.
Yeah, you're right, Daryl. You, if anybody heard what I was saying there, very, very good. But okay. There he is.
That's fine. Hi.
Hi. Yeah. I know. It's fine. No, we have a guest in our studio right now, and Brendan was being very gracious.
But I went through everything. Ethereum is at.
I mean, is your board loaded, Brendan?
Why
We
am
can
I
do it if you
Binance
want.
chart
It takes 2
slow?
seconds. Hold on.
Okay, so let's hold on. We'll just sort of shoot the shit.
But I already
okay,
did
Neil.
it.
So you're going to Dunedin, Florida.
So I'm catching the Jays on Monday,
where's my
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll be catching the Blue Jays, going to 3 games. I'm checking out the aquarium. I got some recommendations on some places to see. Brendan was
Yes,
telling me
some
some things to see, some
food.
good restaurants you guys are telling me about. So I'm gonna have a blast. You guys are gonna be freezing, and I'm gonna be
We ain't gonna
chilling
be
in the
freezing.
sun.
We ain't gonna be freezing. You're gonna be in much better
I'll be
weather.
in the sun, baby.
I guarantee you that. So have a great time with the family.
There
and
we
now
go.
we're ready.
Ugly. That sums it up, I think.
What is that down 3? That's the Russell. Is that the Russell 2000 or what is that?
Yeah,
Oh,
3 1/4.
Yuck.
3 1/4 right there. Yeah, so small caps getting hit. And then
regional
what happened to
banks,
Argentina at the bottom there?
Damn, 4.6.
Come on, Argentina.
That's the question you're asking?
Like you win the World Cup and your market's down 4.5%. Come
The
on.
question we should be asking is why is Argentina even on that board?
Neil, don't worry about why
Don't worry about
Argentina's
it.
on the
That's what
board.
I
You
wanna
just
know.
you just go to Dunedin and we'll handle this next week. So
Why do we
hey
care
guys,
about Argentina?
I don't know, but that's
Outside of football.
Neil, relax about Argentina, okay? There's some Argentinian fans in
Okay.
here
Yeah.
right now, so we're gonna say shout out to everybody.
They have a market?
He's got the goat. The goat is Argentinian. So what's up to Messi?
One more important detail, guys.
Yes.
We're going to do things a little bit differently after we leave, as Big Bird photobombs you in the back there. There's going to be an evergreen video or an educational video that comes on right at 4 o'clock, talking a little bit about trend reversals. So stick around. Coming up in about 10 seconds or so, we're going to pass you over to a trend reversal video. So learn something before you go into the weekend.
A Big Bird told me it's a good one.
It's Sesame Street around here, man. As we got the Cookie Monster right here. The Cookie Monster and Big Bird are cheersing some liquid,
Are
which we will
drinking
be
some
having very
beverages
soon
with
as
these
well.
Why
costumes
isn't that on camera right now?
What is
Seriously.
happening?
Go back over. Yeah, go to those guys. Go to the green screen. Let's go to the green
Just,
screen.
we'll
All right.
we'll end with this.
Yeah.
We'll end
Let's
with
let
this.
these guys. Okay, we'll wrap it up. So I just want to say from everybody here at Trader TV Live, thank you again for watching. There's those guys right there. What's up? Yeah, just look straight. There we go. Shout out to the guys.
Have you ever been in front of a camera before?
There we go. No, they're new at this. All right. So for Sharif, for Luca, thank you. Great sports today, guys. We really definitely appreciate all of that. So I'm going to give a big shout out to them. A big shout out to Prad on the 1s and 2s. A big shout out to Mark for everything. The guy works in the back, behind everything. So thank you very much to Mark as well.
Getting
Thanks to
photos.
Fahad, who's working really hard. Thanks, Brendan, Neil as well. Did we miss anybody? I think we're good to go. Shout out to you guys out there. Shout out to Bears versus Bulls. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Neil, enjoy yourself, man. It's going to be a great trip. Make sure you catch a fly ball or a foul ball.
I want some autographs.
Something like that. Get some autographs as well. Maybe Lloyd Mosby or Jesse Barfield.
If any of the players are down there, you know that's all about the 80s, man. So,
My brother went down once and got Ed Sprague's autograph.
legit.
There it is. Oh, yeah, there they are. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up. It's 4:05. We got places to be that aren't here. So for everybody at Trader TV Live, that's Neil Brendan. I'm Sean. Have a great weekend. Ciao.